this BKB duration that at some point Crystallis might end up going here and trying to take the Roche fights with already queuing up Maelstrom. So the more you can deal with the lanes for your supports, the better off Secret's going to feel in this game.
I also feel like the damage on Secret isn't like the fastest in the world. You know, like I could see a very real scenario where Crystallis, maybe give it a first blood, not quite. Yeah. But just the damage could just be a little bit slow. There goes that save, there goes the song, and you're going to reset.
Like Secret, when they choose a target in this game and they choose to go on it, you have to commit, and you have to commit hard. And you also have to get out of these lanes. Like, we've seen this Brood just destroy some of these side lanes. 33 is having a pretty good time. He has not had to invest a huge amount in regen. Normally, these super early waves is where Brood can struggle, especially in these core matchups like Monkey that tend to abuse him.
Oh, 9!
It's got a fairy fire.
Just as we showed the stat there of how successful OD has been at TI, and specifically, there it is, the 9 OD. The only other team to try out this hero was Team Spirit, who ran it in the offlane with Collapse. Didn't quite work out for them. It is interesting, though. It's the first time they're going to be playing Dire side OT. Wonder how much that changes.
Quick TP mid.
Yeah, an early rotation that's going to catch 9, perhaps. Oh, no, he ended up on the wrong side of the cliff. 9. I don't know if that was intentional or what. Maybe it was just good old-fashioned luck, but close enough to the cliff there that it puts Science on the wrong side.
Nice little move. He'll sure it up. Still at Fairy Fire. I'm not sure he goes down. There's just not a huge amount of mana in the tank for Nisha there either way, but I think they're happy to get out of this lane in a pretty good position. Snaking, losing his courier. Not going to be too happy about that one.
Oh, even worse. Our Ember Spirit
my keyboard is not...
did not actually get a chance to refill his bottle, so... Talking about being low on mana, it only gets worse. Looks like Snaking, it's just gonna fall. Resolution, it's way too hard with the 2-2-0 build he's got going on.
Yeah, this is the buff to Shockwave, right? This Mag hero is pretty strong on lane. Like, he's just chilling here with the ring. Downside of Mirana Naga is you can't pressure super early. So Rezo is just having the time of his life up here. Even CS with Skeeter, first blood gold on top. Even more unstoppable. And him having a good game is really nice because he has the most flexible item choices to some degree. He can go more early utility. If he can go the Vanguard, Arcane Boots, Mech, some of these early items can help them skirmish, accelerate the tempo. And at the same time, he's going to scale his other 2 cores.
He steps a little bit too far forward. Crystal's going to come in, trying to help his buddy out here, but it's not going to be enough. Too much damage from 33 and Zoxta. As I believe Puppy thought he was doing a little bit of pulling. 33 is going to take some damage in return. He can jump under the trees and make a go for it. As you can see, Zoxta was even trying to cut down trees to make sure Crystallis gets caught. But ultimately, feels like just pushing the Broodmother out of lane is good enough for him.
Honestly, giving Monkey some solo XP might not be the worst. I don't think Puppy wanted to stay down here too much longer.
That was a close call. You see that 9 tried to stop Nisha from being able to pass over the bottle over to the Disruptor, but it did go off and he did get that refill.
Every little thing on the main stage adds up. Puppy's lingering around here, maybe trying to secure the vision for this 6-minute rune. They would really like it to go the Ember's way. Since this OD, of course, not one of the bottle mids. So this gives an opening for Nisha to really get these 6-8-minute runes, power up on the map. If it's haste or double damage, he's going to be in heaven.
And he's got 3 mangoes in the bank right now, and he just needs 1 creep to die, and he'll have level 6. And that's where that kill power from the OD, especially as he's been ramping up all those imprisonments. So this is a dangerous situation.
There's 3
Zox is going to cut over that 1 creep. It's going to die right now. He's going to get his level 6. Now they've got the ultimate to drop it if they want to, and there it goes. They kill the Ember Spirit. Now look to be able to chase down Puppy as well. Puppy, with a spiteful last breath, kills the Arcane Rune before he does die, but a successful rotation by Tundra, picking up 2.
Contesting that 6-minute rune, getting the level advantage on OD. Those little lane things matter. And 9 will drop that first hammer, cement this fate. No rune for Nisha. That was one he really would have wanted. We can also see like some of this minor synergy. You're gonna have to care about the Astrals a lot more in this game because every Astral means a free arrow for Snake. In the fights and the skirmishes in the river, we didn't really talk about this OD Potom combo, but it's a classic for a reason.
Uh-oh, Crystallis. He go a little bit too far forward here. He's trying to get the Jingu stacks up and then be able to swap over, hit the big swing that gets him back up to full, and it's 33 who thought they could challenge the Monkey King. Step to the King, Avery, you best not miss.
Damn straight. That almost pushed him to level 6, so Crystal is having a pretty good time down here in this bottom lane. Like, he is really taking it to the Brood, which is exactly what you want to do. You need to slow down this Brood's level 6 timing as much as possible, because that's when you can start to ignore your core matchup, get to the jungle, cut waves, accelerate the farm, get into that Wraith Pack pipe or whatever utility he wants to go. That's what unlocks Tundra's 5-man team fight. If all of that gets slowed down because your Monkey King is killing the Brood early, it means your time to get to this Maggot power ramps up considerably. So Secret, I feel like they're having a pretty good time on lanes here. I mean, this is probably in the upper band of what you would expect or hope for, especially from a Mag lineup.
Talking of that Mag, when you talking about, okay, more time for the Empower to kick in for the Monkey King and the Ember Spirit, do you think that also means that they feel very comfortable going like pretty far into the late game against the Naga Siren because they have these big steroids coming in? Oh, bottom lane, 33. He's going to be kept in place. Not long enough, though, for the Monkey King to get those stacks.
I mean, I think you're always confident going late game with a triple melee core Mag lineup. But like we said, Tundra does have some of the saves utility to play around with it. Nisha
over, jumps over to his Remnant. Did have enough mana for that one.
That's a PD. They can skirmish around mid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of damage.
Justice coming in.
Max Slight.
It's dangerous, though. The imprisonment, the self-save underneath tower. They get one last hit. Ooh. He's going to go for it, Nisha. He wants his kill.
1 second for Slight.
Is he far enough away? He's out of range. And now they've got the toss up in the air. Oh, into the snowball pickup. Dodges the arrow nicely. They are going to be able to get another round Slight. Look at 9. He's creeping in on the side. He's going to come in at the last second to be able to bail out Zoxa and get the kill on his Zayas.
Tundra bringing the numbers again to shut down this Ember's momentum. That's a huge rune. We can see the damage coming through. And of course, the whole time that flies out, 9 gets to complete his Midas. Already proccing it. This is the build he is favored on this hero the whole tournament. Midas into that Axe Rush. It's going to be extra attack speed and extra item progression for him.
Arrow that arrow. Ooh, little hit the range creep first.
And both teams really trying to play around these mids.
Oh, goodness. Look at that stack. Rezo is going to be huge. No stacks on the side of Tundra, so this is going to be, they're already up a bit in net worth. That'll continue with stacks like these.
And 33 just has to walk out of base here. He's choosing to save his TP. I guess they're going to send him mid. He's tired of going against this Monkey Disruptor kill combo. At the same time, he can't really go against Mag. I don't think he feels great just sitting up there potentially feeding Spiders playing into Vanguard. 33 a little lost this early game. This has been one of the rougher starts for him I feel like I've seen all tournament.
Yeah,
he's jungling with Insatiable. This is not the route of progression you want for your offlane Brood here. He's trying to get the level 6.
No, you're supposed to get, you're supposed to get 6 in lane, and then, you know, you just are able to, even if your lane is hard, you could still jungle so much faster. The fact he has to do it at level 5. Ugh. That's going to feel terrible for him.
It also pushes Zoxa more towards these mid-skirmishes, which again, we're seeing 10-minute rune.
Holding
Might
in
be
place.
a bit of trouble. Depends how much Secret commits.
Snowball afterwards should be able to keep him in place. The arrow sneaks in from the side. Oh, actually tosses over Zayas at the last second.
Hello.
Tries to block him off, but is going to be caught by the imprisonment. Probably surrounded here. I don't think Secret can do too much to stop this one. Indeed does fall 9 with a killing spree already.
I mean, Secret's got to be happy about both their side laners just getting full farm and solo XP, though. Like, sure, you're winning some of these mid-skirmishes a little bit. You're contesting the runes. Ember, he's getting his economy drained a bit. He has some power to catch up. Rezo and Crystal is just having free-for-all in the first 10 minutes here. I mean, like you said, they are going to be big.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Rezo, I feel like he's had 2 different modes this TI, one of which has been like this carry style offlaner who he just is like picking up second most net worth on Team Secret, is just absolutely destroying in the mid to late game. The other mode is where he's just running around with Zayas nonstop. They're just constantly looking for kills. It's definitely going to be the former one, where Rezo's just going to take a lot more time farming in this game.
I mean, he can play carry Mag to a degree. He did opt for the Vanguard, will go Blink. I mean, it's a tri-carry lineup. They're fine going moderately late here, no matter what. And quick smoke from Secret, trying to activate the Strengthless Magnus with the catapult. Push this Tiny out of here. They don't want to let Tundra just sit up here and leech XP, especially when nobody can defend this tower on their own.
Yeah. If they successfully kill this Tiny cleanly, they can go ahead and take the tower. Get a decent bit of map control, especially since Crystallis is still able to hold his safe lane, no problem. Tundra just really hasn't been able to activate around that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to double man smoke yourself, which is exactly what Tundra is doing.
Found him. Caught him in. Shards, Shockwave, and Soxa. Well, all you can really do is delay the inevitable at this point in time. There is going to be the rotation to bottom, so now we are seeing that activation to the other side of the map. Question is,
Crystal should read this though, right?
Yeah.
You know no one's defending top. This Naga's sending illusions mid.
it's so greedy to try and hold your safe lane tower like that one. The arrow's going to come around, but he was already on the trees. An interesting interaction where midway through the air, he got hit by the imprisonment, but managed to land on the trees anyway, and the arrow was off the mark as a result.
I mean, what is an astral prison to a king, Cap?
That's true.
He does not care about your physics. And that's a huge gank dodge, because that kill is the kill that's going to convert on this tier 1, right? Now he can stay down here, he can play in the trees. Seeker can have teleports up to take the fight if they want to. Especially with Ember, the mobility on the map. Secret's invading your jungle. This lead can build a decent amount here in the next minutes if Secret make like one more good move. Meanwhile, Puppy's just been soaking the levels mid. I mean, he's 6.5 with Arcane Boots. He is farming up a storm, as Puppy likes to do.
That is true. He's had a very long career, and most of it has been playing sort of a greedier style 5 position. Because he's still, like, you know, you talk about, like, the captains, the old dogs who play 5 positions still. And there's so much talk about, like, oh, well, the strategy and drafting they do. But Puppy, when it just comes down to the play, he's still got it, man. He is still one of the best 5 positions from a mechanical perspective.
Oh, absolutely. He's also one of the best at killing creeps.
Well, that's a mechanic of sorts. Invis, Moonlight Shadow, they're going to be able to set up the toss into arrow combination that catches Nisha looking around in that dire jungle. Tundra reclaimed that bit of real estate, while they're also simultaneously taking the mid tower. Maybe not right now, but the Spiders, they'll eventually do their duty and bring it down. So
this is the downside of Secret support duo. They do not deal with the Broodlings. So 33 can have his way in terms of cutting waves, pressuring buildings, forcing Secret cores to split up. And that's where those moves from Tundra with Moonlight Shadow or the vision they have on the map from Naga makes it a lot easier for those to work. Yeah. This is where Secret have to choose how they play the map, and they have to choose it carefully. If they have more anchor points like this Monkey or Mag they feel are strong, the other way is just group up.
Blink reveal, skewer back, small little distance. They do hit a nice combo onto Zayats here, but they might be able to catch both here with a beautiful static storm. The chains on top, Snaking's gonna get run down. Zoxa does get bailed out though by 9, and that OD hits pretty hard. They don't want to play around him. They want to finish off that support. They do claim it. 33 was kind of hovering around here, isn't able to do much considering the lack of farm that he has. Doesn't really have an item to play with just yet, which is going to be that Wraith Pack build.
Doesn't end up claiming that tier 1 mid with the Broodlings on the back end.
That's nice.
And steals the rune from Nisha, so getting a little extra damage in. Of course, that was the Mag Blink reveal. Maybe not the best target Secret wanted there. They would have really liked to just RP this OD and take the fight without that save. That's going to be a big consideration as well, right? When Rezo blinks in, you have to keep track of the Astrals. You have to keep track of this Nagasol. Because you get turned around on all of a sudden, maybe your static storm's gone, maybe you expended some remnants in that RP. Fight's looking a little worse, right? Yeah. Wukong as well. There's a lot of static spells that Secret can drop in these team fights. It gets reset. You have to rethink matters a lot. So when Rezo wants to fight, kind of the big key here.
Zayats, ooh, nice sidestep there. Instantly read the where a ward was going to be, and he actually picks up the last hit before Snaking can get the deny.
Secret baiting this bottom. Rezo pre-TPing. Stallis might get aggressive here. He has Maelstrom online already.
Hit him with a stun first, follow-up snowball, just 100 to 0, nice and easy. And now Tundra, this little push that they were looking for, it's immediately denied.
Secret is doing a very nice job of holding their map. They're not building a huge advantage, but it's hard to do versus Naga Brood, who are just going to excavate the lanes no matter what.
Yeah.
The one advantage they're building is some of this XP, right? You look at Rezo, he's level 12. Compare this to some of the Tundra cores. Skeeter just got 10. The Brood was suffering for a while, still only 9.5. So Secret does have a decent level advantage here, especially on their Monkey and on their Magnus. And here's another smoke, looking to use the Magnus' strength right now. Convert it into some map control.
Yeah, they've cleared out that bottom right-hand side of the map. Now they're going to sweep through the map and try and catch somebody at the very opposite ends. The problem is this Naga Siren's pushing in so aggressively. It's no heroes are showing on the map. Tundra's just playing safe.
This is going to be the name of the game. Like, if you can get these smokes to land, they're crazy valuable, but good luck, right? How are you ever going to catch anything in this map when Tundra can always just force you to show? Now you showed Rezo back on his own. Here's the setup.
Risen
in the wing.
into arrow, staking perfectly on point there, and before the mag even wakes up from that stun, he is dead. Also look for that. We've got a Blink Dagger Tiny now on the loose for the side of Tundra, so this just increases the kill power when they do split Secret up, when they do force them to show on these side lanes. This individual kill power of Tiny and Mirana, or the OD Mirana, whatever it is, it's going to be scary, especially for Chrysalis, who keeps on trying to hold this safe lane and doing so successfully, honestly. I mean, he is known as a Monkey King expert, and he's showing why. The fact that he's been so wily, staying away from Tundra this entire time.
Have to tank the smoke.
But the Coyote might have just finally... Oh, that rotation was close. Chrysalis, once again, hypes away to the trees.
Like you said, Blink Tiny here. Can also blink and eat his tree. Does boundless.
Catch Snake King, thinking about the Wukong's command. Now, this is a little bit of a stretch. Chrysalis really trying hard for this one. The rest of his team not quite there. Snake King is going to be caught. No leaps in hand. And they do get the glimpse backwards here with a snowball on top of that one. 2 pickups. Very valuable for Secret. Those are 2 big killers on the map. So now Secret, they could split up probably pretty aggressively here and try and push in the waves.
That was the one spot Secret wanted to bring everybody because it's where all their vision is. They don't have much vision on any of this top portion where Skeeter has just been constantly pushing his lane, stealing triangle farm. 33's in their jungle, scouting now with Broodlings. The vision is always going to be a constant battle for Secret, so they really have to maximize what they get out of it. And that just means bringing the numbers. Every time you bring the numbers, if Tundra get out without losses, they're super happy. They lose a couple heroes there, it means you're probably losing an objective. Secret get the most out of that play, and it's going to push this Monkey King up to BKB, 200 gold. It's a very big item for him. It means he can commit in the fight. Your Astrals don't control him as much anymore. Can't just arrow him.
It's also great for split pushing, right? Like,
yep.
He can deal with the split pushing because now if he gets imprisonment,
yes.
Okay, I'm just going to pop BKB if they try and arrow. So
every item that helps him stay out on the map independently is going to be amazing for Secret here. This is going to be Ags done on Outworld Devour, I believe. So this is a big power spike for Tundra. They also have Orchid on this Naga. You're not ready. If you get Orchided out on one of these cores, Nisha is not close to BKB. He's still 1,000 off. Tundra really want a big core kill into Roshan here.
Oh yeah, getting a pick off on Nisha would definitely be the most amazing opportunity for Tundra.
I mean, look at Secret group though.
Yeah, the Spider crawling all over the map. This is one of the advantages of the Brood Mother. You feed away a little bit of gold and experience, but what you gain out of it, the vision, what you see, that information is very much worth the exchange.
Sometimes what you don't see, that scan clipped them on Roche, so Secret thinks they're Roshing right now, and nobody's home.
Yep, it's gonna break. Snake King, is he gonna be able to leap away successfully in time? All 3 leap charges used to get out of town. Resolution not going to be able to find that opening with Blink Dagger. So
Secret's going to think about this tier 1 mid. They're also going to think about Roche here. Remember, their Roche teamfight is absolutely insane, as long as you don't get Song.
that is a very good point. They've got all this good AoE, like area control team fight between the Static Storm and the RP, the Wukong's command, but it all goes away if you get Songed at the wrong time.
But I feel like you man up for it here if you have the Ember BKB. Yeah, they're 200 off this. Might be why they're hesitating a little. I think if you had that BKB plus the Monkey BKB, that contest is just not there for Tundra. You just BKB up near the end of Roche. Forgo any type of Song contest, and you're super happy committing for this objective. Nisha's gonna go bottom, try and deal with this split push, which is always gonna be a nuisance. Deny? He'll take it as well.
Very nicely played, but does he get out?
Mirana ults.
Oh, here it comes.
Orchid as well.
He has an illusion root, so they know about this. They can't just Orchid him straight up. They've got to be able to find a way for him to be able to pop that and then catch him afterwards. But Nisha, he held and held and held. He's like, I'm not popping this. I bet the only reason he went to that bottom lane was because of that power root.
Definitely that deep, yeah. He would have been out of there way sooner.
Yeah.
Have that. Saves his life from the shadows, quite literally. And that'll push him to his BKB. I think Secret is now a lot more confident to force Roshan, and as we see, straight into the pit. They have Max tag team out on this Tuskar, so this is going to drop pretty fast. Tundra do have an option to contest here. Remember, they have pretty much everything up, and they have this Ray Pact on Brood. But it's going to be a little too hard to push through this middle lane. That'll be an objective for Secret, and a big one.
Wow. I'm very surprised they're giving this up with the Naga Siren on their team. But at the same time, if they contested and lost, I feel like that would be the beginning of a Secret would just take a huge lead at that point in time, right? You would get map control.
Yeah, absolutely disaster.
Yeah.
I just think it's not even a favorable fight for them right now.
Fair.
Like at the point where both those cores get BKB off, now you have to fight into Wukong, you have to fight into an RP. Rezo can stay super far back. He went 4-staff Blink. So his catch range and initiation range went up a lot. This Force Staff can also help save people from an arrow combo, right? As long as they're facing the right way, force them a little deeper, it forces Tundra to commit with you. That sets up for your AoE turnaround a lot.
Are scanning.
This is the part where I feel like Secret's a lot stronger as long as they can connect, and
Smoke out of the pit.
connects.
Cut across the map. Does manage to get the Tiny here. 3-man Avalanche is going to buy him a bit more time. Actually gets the other side of the shards. There is going to be the snowball that chases him down. So they're only going to get the one,
Yeah, nice
which
little
Tundra is probably accepting of a smoke for a forward position. Not too bad.
They'll take it. You do have to think about how much of the map you're giving up here.
That's true.
Again, your Naga and Brood can like split push these lanes out, but you're losing on the XP advantage every time you make this trade. And at some point you have to win that fight. And the more of those you give up, the harder that XP hill is to climb. And I'm serious, look at these levels. You have a level 11, level 12 cores compared to level 14 or 15. It's already a significant gap. That means another level of talents, some more goal on the map.
Do you feel like that's something that is more valuable than it has been in previous patches? Because nice catch there.
Just found him.
What a beautiful skewer. Saxa was looking for a toss back there, couldn't quite get it, and looks like they're just going to be maybe, no, maybe not. Nine, walking out of the Wukong's man. He gets glimpsed back though, and now he dies. Now they actually get the slight chains onto 33 as well with a double BKB pop and the static storm on top of that. That one's going to be 2 cores dead on the side of Tundra Nisha. With the last remnant, it's a BKB hunting for even more heroes, but Saxa said, you wanted me? I jumps in, doesn't quite finish him off. The snowball save gets him away. A skewer back almost catches Snake King, but he managed to leap out. The glimpse doesn't pull him back far enough either, so Saxa daring to dive in like that was a bold move. Almost got the kill on Science, but instead ends in his own feudal.
More advantage going Secret's way in these 5-on-5s. Just doesn't feel like Tundra can take the full mana fight. Of course, Odie getting caught is worst case scenario, right? Anytime they can displace him, take the fight around the fact that Odie has to Astral himself, they're going to be super happy to do so. And of course, that glimpse. You got to think about it here. Like, this is a very powerful tool in this game to just keep Tundra heroes where Secret wants them. You can save your buddy, but what happens after the saves are gone?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great, like, win more kind of spell, right?
Yep.
They win this initial part of the engagement where they get 9 out of the way. And once it's forced, Tundra is like, we can't fight back, we have to retreat. That glimpse becomes probably one of the best support tools in the game.
And I really like how Secret's itemized this game. Like, they are not being too greedy on a lot of their heroes. Rezo went the Vanguard Force Staff so he can bail somebody out.
Okay.
Puppy's just going the Lotus. That's going to help deal with the Naga Orchid and the net for Ember, right?
Oh,
this is
yeah.
an item built for the Ember Spirit to help Nisha in the fight. And of course, you have Tuskar who now gets his Blink, so you have Blink Snowball save online as well. These are 3 really powerful tools for Secret to reset those arrow combos. If the arrow combos aren't landing, your next best bet is these tossbacks. Try and displace the fight yourself, right? Throw people into the OD hits, into the Naga illusions. You abuse the vision to a maximum.
Sounds like right now the supports have to do a lot of heavy lifting on the side of Tundra, and even then can be countered. We'll see what they can do, though. Tundra are going to go for a 5-man smoke. This is, I feel like we haven't seen them do this in maybe the whole game.
Now they might find this Zaya's Tusk, and they will.
Yeah, they will. They're going to toss him over to the side here into the Orchid. Now, Puppy shows up. He actually
ran in.
Going into this one. The Static Storm goes out. The Wukong's man on top of that one. They're going to chain it with the stun from Chrysalis. Make sure that the Marauder can't get away. Nice imprisonment save. The 5 position is going to come back. The statues and the slight. Make sure he stays down.
It's another toss back here if Tundra want to think about it. Oh, Rezo is going to displace it first, though.
Yeah, there goes the toss over to the side. So both the repositioning spells being used here. But an RP locking out the 2 of them. The OD ultimate was dropping on BKBs. Nisha, they're going to fight it out with Chrysalis. So the song isn't going to be enough for Skeeter unless, there it is, the imprisonment with the song on top of that one. Now with the BKBs failing out, can Secret continue this fight, or Tundra? Are they going to be able to be the ones to catch over hero after hero? A glimpse back, not going to do enough though, as it's going to be Nisha caught by the Orchid, drained of everything he has, including his life. They may have had the Aegis on Team Secret, but it's Tundra who come out the victors in that well-played team fight.
Oh, these long team fights are going to be Secret's bane this game because these Astrals add up. They're just out of mana by the time that fight is done. You look at that Ember's mana pool and the death pool, it's 580. You got nothing left to do anything by the time this fight progresses past that song. Just an awkward initiation too, right? Both Secret supports pretty much taken out at the start to some degree. Puppy has to drop the full kit. Just look how much this Mirana death gets stalled. Wasn't snaking by, but now we're getting more player around mid.
Static Storm trying to protect him, but it looks like with the imprisonment, it's probably going to be enough. Now, Zoxa's life is going to get traded out 1-for-1, but they do have the ensnare on the Monkey King here. He doesn't have his BKB, not for another 20 seconds. He's in big time trouble. They do manage to get the skewer back onto 9, but without the Monkey King, do they have anything to take advantage of this one? They do have the Ember Spirit coming in hot. 9, he needs to get out of here, but this damn kinetic field is locking him in place. Nisha goes for the kill, and Nisha will claim it. Shockwave managed to finish him up at the end. Now with the BKB, he's going to challenge Skeeter. Doesn't really have the damage against the Naga Siren, so we won't find a secondary kill during that BKB timing. They did cost Secret a buyback there from the Disruptor.
Expensive. You can see how chaotic these fights can become very fast for Secret. They want to take the more organized 5-on-5 engagements where they get their big spells off and kill a core. The second these Astrals starts coming out, Lotus Astrals, arrows flying through on top of summons, on top of illusions, on top of broodlings. It's too much gunk to keep track of. And at that point, especially if your BKBs are out, the fight just becomes a nightmare.
I like this pickup. Snaking, grabbing the gem. Now that Tundra have kind of gotten back some of that map control away from Secret, they can start taking down some of these wards. Map goes dark for Secret. It becomes even harder to deal with these kind of split push lineups, right? When you don't have the vision.
Becomes harder to team fight too. Secret's a bit reliant on the jumps at this point, I think. It's about who they initiate on, how they anchor that engagement. Ideally, it's OD every time. Trying to
the game, but it's not dead even more. No BKB on the Ember Spirit. Gets caught by the Moonlight Shadow rotation of Tundra.
This map is just way too hard to play. Like, Secret need to do something to regain some vision control, regain some lane control. It's not necessarily going to get easier for them in the next 10 minutes here. Again, there's just so much ghost push happening on the map. You have Naga Illusions cutting top, Broodlings cutting bottom. Tundra can group, Tundra can pick you off and not have to show that much to do it. Another toss back mid on this mag. Getting forced out.
Prisman reset here. Puppey. That's going to be a dieback on him. That's why he's kind of dropping everything. Ultimately, you're going to be dead for a solid 60, 70 seconds. You might as well throw all your spells out there.
It's the same cooldown.
It really is.
You are giving some extra mana away. Pumping up the OD a little bit.
Tower is under attack.
Picking up a lot of momentum now on the Tundra side. A 4,000 net worth lead. And they're the ones now assaulting buildings. And I think that's such a scary part of these split push lineups. When they start getting on your side of the map, it becomes harder and harder to get it all back, right? You feel like you're constantly, oh, now this lane's being pushed in. Now our tier 2 is falling. The tier 3 is exposed.
This is the Tundra playbook.
Yeah.
This is what you have to be ready for in this tournament. I think Secret's idea is we get this mag lineup, we have a bunch of cores who can shove out the lanes, scale really well, take the late game fights. You can't get there, it's a problem though, and yeah, who's Titan Sliver?
Yeah, who left that behind?
Somebody
has a regret in the jungle.
Let's see, let's check out the Tundra side. Oh, there it is, it was the Tundra. All right, well, that's a freebie for Secret. Oh, look at that.
They don't want it.
Or maybe don't look at that.
They don't want any handouts, Cap.
Want to win this game fair and square.
That's damn right. I mean, the alpha move is you pick that up and you give it back to him. That's the next level play.
Is under attack.
Imagine if you win the game on top of that, ultimate mental damage being done.
I mean, that is something Puppey would do. I want to beat you at full strength.
Next Roshan, that's going to be so crucial, right? I mean, you have gone on this entire, yay, Rezo finds it in the end. Hey, look, there's the Titan Sliver.
I've never heard such a resounding cheer for a neutral item in my life.
It's going to pass it over to the Monkey King, so that's a pretty significant not only damage buff, but also the status resistance could be
very nice.
Very crucial.
Roche does spawn here, but the biggest question is you need lanes out to be able to deal with it, right? I don't think you can just go in the pit and force it like you did last time if you're Secret. Maybe Tundra sleeping, but I wouldn't bank on it. They always have that sleep up, so you're gonna have to find a way to deal with these lanes. It comes down to this Ember just reading the map super well. There's a limit to that. When you have Moonlight Shadow, when you have all the vision Tundra has,
yeah,
it's just too much weight for Nisha to do it all. Now you're forced in a position where you gotta win the 5-on-5 clash. Tundra doesn't have to force it here either. They do have a Hex on Brood. This is an absolutely nasty item if he gets the initiation with it. Might be something Secret does not expect and does not BKB preemptively for.
They throw an illusion up into the triangle area, trying to get some information. Secret is smoked up, though. And so Tundra, they start moving north. They think, okay, maybe they're up here somewhere. Not actually the case.
you've got to find this OD or you've got to skewer one of these cores back pretty deep and then just triple BKB man up.
Radiant's
So you think of the state of team fights, it's much easier for Tundra to win, and it's Secret who have this, like, the onus on them. There's this one play they have to do in order to win a fight.
I think Tundra's super comfortable in this game state. I mean, they're also dire. They can abuse buybacks on the dire outpost for this Roche fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things going their way right now. It's just so hard for Secret to make a move without Tundra knowing it and without knowing where they're coming from. They also have bailout tools. They can use support buybacks on the front line. They can use the tossback. They can use a force staff. The initiation is not guaranteed to go Secret way. You might just get hexed when you blink in. You might get astral.
Enough.
You have to worry about them potentially just forcing it as well if you don't have vision. The Glimpse checking the Naga status. It will be real.
Yep. Of course, what you're referencing there is illusions. They do get one shot by Glimpse, so if you hit an illusion, just instantly pops. Problem is, there's so many of them.
Radiant's
Puppy doesn't mind doing a little illusion farming in the downtime.
Not bad.
I think Tundra's contemplating whether they want to just bait this triangle, but it's pretty much the only way Secret wins a fight at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just chipping away at the mid-tier 2, there's really no rush to go into that triangle,
there isn't.
right? You could just force them to bottom eventually.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to force it this game. And so we see Rezo, he's trying to look for anything.
You don't know what mix-up of button clicks that one was, but he force staffed and horn tossed, but didn't blink forward.
Soxa thinking about blind jumping,
Radiant's
cutting his way through.
He's gonna find Science and toss him back over to the side. Nation's immediately gonna try and take advantage of this. They do manage to get off the snowball, and they're gone on top of the OD. That's all important, but he has the imprisonment. He's gonna come back into Chrysalis with the stun, but he blinked away just before the stun could have hit. And that is so much of the team fight on the side of Secret now. Tundra is going to continue to retreat, though, instantly to side forward onto the Magnus. He tried to go forward, but he had an Aeon Disc as well, so he's going to be okay. And that hammer did absolutely nothing to him, but it did almost finish off the toss. The Ember Spear is stuck inside the ensnare with no BKB. He will die, overextending. Now Nine goes in teeth, though, with the RP. They land exactly what they needed there to turn the fight. Two cores going down on the side, now with a buyback on sides. They're going to finish off Zoxo. He gets tossed over, maybe staking low, beaten down. Chrysalis versus Skeeter, a one-on-one carry matchup where Skeeter has the health advantage, and he's got the ensnare, he's got the illusions, he surrounds the Monkey King, and now Nine comes back into play as well for the +1. Rezo for Staff Skewer on away. They're trying to catch him, but Nine so close to being able to get off that extra imprisonment, but the blink goes first. Ultimately, Tundra walk away the victors.
I mean, honestly, it's not the worst outcome considering that Wukong stun completely whipped on that OD. I thought that fight was going to be way more hard. And of course, you force this OD buyback. So that's a huge deal for Secret here. You're going to lose the Roche, but this Roche was just... I don't think it was in the cards at this point in the game anyway. You're going to have to kind of wait out this Naga's timings, go ultra late, abuse buybacks in a 50-minute plus situation here. That is the key to victory for Secret. And right now, Tundra, they're going to have free reign on the map. OD buyback, but he gets the Aegis.
So just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, you think even though they got Roshan on the side of Tundra, the fact that they were already so far ahead in your head, that team fight was kind of a win for Secret? Just the fact that, as you said,
I mean, I'm not going to call it a win. You know? It doesn't
a draw,
feel good.
maybe?
But just considering how that fight started and how hard it is for Secret to find these initiations, I mean, we see here, Tundra's completely reset, right? Yeah. Even on this second go, Rezo just gets insta-hex. These jumps are just very hard. Nisha tries to commit in, but at this point, again, your BKB is gone. You have no backup dispel. Yeah. The team fights become near impossible at this point. So the fact you got an OD buyback out of missing a Wukong stun is pretty good in my book.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And it's all thanks to Resolution being able to hit that RP. And perhaps a little overextension there from Nine, but ultimately he had the buyback, was able to use it to secure Roshan, and has the Aegis now for the next 4 minutes.
You were talking about that hammer doing nothing. Something I've just been laughing over in this game is Nine's been running around with this Eye of the Vizier.
Yes, the minus 15% max mana. That's how much value he puts on cast range.
He's just playing for the Astrals. Yeah, I don't need a high mana pool, you know? I'll make it up with the saves, make it up with the dispels. Of course, you get mana from the Astral, so...
I mean, he's probably jealous of Puppy. Puppy's sitting there rocking a psychic headband. He's like, that's the cast range item that OD really wants.
This is the future of Dota, where ODs lower their own mana pool for the dub. I mean, it's also Tundra's game plan for the fights, right? They don't need to burst somebody. They don't need to take some super short-oriented fight. They just need to play it long, get a huge amount of rounds of spells off.
Both the supports getting caught here. It's Puppy who's going to be run down. looks like the Tusk maybe got away. He did. Well, he almost did. Well, Resolution's going to be found. Uh-oh. Now he's got Skewer and he's got Aeon Disc. So let's see how far away he gets here. Is there an opportunity for him to be able to link away during this Aeon Disc, or no? Hit by the arrow. Oh, he still gets it off. That status resistance lasted just long enough. He bogs him and TP's out. What an escape from Rezo. Twice now, the Aeon Disc that he picked up comes in clutch.
Absolutely clutch. Doing a little tree work as well. Never hurt anybody.
Yep.
That's a lot of time. And every time Secret buys some time, it means they can get another lane out. Give him some remnant of map control and vision. They're pretty much stuck in the base at this point. Of course, I don't think they have any inclination of fighting this Aegis too much.
No, absolutely not.
And Tundra's caught up in the levels. They caught up in the items. Skeeter is super far ahead in this game. 30k net worth. Opted for Bloodthorn, Butterfly, and BKB. This is like a man fight build, right?
Yes.
This is a build where he just wants to run in man fight secret cores. You're not going to be able to out right click me. Yeah, that Aeon Disc
barely able to get away.
Doing the work.
Backing live, we have the RP that lands onto the Naga Sire, but he's so damn tanky. They need to be able to 100% him there, but they've got the imprisonment plus the shard. So he's going to be able to walk it off, all thanks to that Roshan pickup. What a Gleipnir, though. Locking out a bunch of heroes. They also got on top of it. Once again, the OD, they're just walking away from this one thanks to that imprisonment save. They jump back over 33, who look to be able to finish off. Puppy has an Aeon Disc, and now the song reset comes in. Tundra, they built up these imprisonments. Nine's in the position. Arrow goes out. BKB from Chrysalis. Takes that one down. Secret on full retreat here. Are they all going to get away from this one? Tundra, do they have anything left? Nisha, he barely got away. Glimpse back, goes around. They have the Lotus Orb to deal with the silence. That part is so hard. I love the Lotus Orb from Puppy, but it's so hard for him to be around this Ember Spirit all the time. Toss away.
Another good
Skewer back at the same time. The slide and jump away from Nisha. Saxa thought he had an opportunity to trade his life for a big core, but Nisha's Ember Spirit is just too elusive.
No more tosses for you. Rezo's getting fed up with these tossbacks, man. He is the ultimate displacer in this game. And these fights, they just go long. Gotta save those BKBs. I was surprised Cristal still had his arrow at the end. I thought it was going to be expelled for sure. Was very patient here from Seeker, and of course the tactical retreat. Not losing anybody in all of that?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, even Puppy was on like 10 or 20 HP there to brutally to the back. Managed just to walk it off. Fluffy had. Sometimes the 40-minute Fluffy had comes in pretty handy.
Yeah. Don't take away that hat. Took it straight from Science, probably.
These Astrals are going to be a problem. Like, Puppy's building towards Ags, but of course, OD Astral doesn't care too much about the Ags unless you're catching him in it, right?
Yeah. It's true, which you kind of need to. Ooh, it's a two-man skewer. Do they have any Sons of Fallen up? There's the RP. Right in front of the tier 3 with a static storm on top of that one. The imprisonments, once again, the BKB is going to go out from Skeeter, and he gets the song up. Once again, they find this beautiful initiation, but Skeeter's Naga Siren is too tanky. He doesn't die fast, and we talked about that problem 30 minutes ago. They do not have the ability to burst down heroes, in which case 9 is always able to take his time getting the imprisonment saves.
They just need more damage in order to convert on these finds, because they're finding them. They found the real Naga multiple times now. Like you said, just not enough damage to kill him. There's going to be an Astral save. There's going to be a song follow-up. At that point, he just walks it off. This initiation's so difficult. Now you're getting turned on. Bloodthorn going to work here, shredding Zayas.
Definitely no shortage of damage on the Tundra side. You have that Bloodthorn.
I mean, you've got to be able to check the OD on these other initiations or find him. You have to do both things at once, right?
Yeah.
Finding the Naga, finding the Brood, that's great, but if they can just walk it off every time, Tundra's not losing too much on these goes. You are heading into very late game territory.
So who are you assigning, like, who has what duty? Do you assign Rezo, like, you just look for any good initiation, and then what, Chrysalis, you try and jump onto the OD, or what's the play here?
I'm not sure. It's not easy. Depends who thinks they have
nice
damage.
Force Staff. Cuts the king down from his perch here.
Does have BKB if he can get it off.
He does have BKB, but he may not have an opportunity. Imprisonment at the last second. He's got some regen coming in. He's going to survive through this and get off the BKB.
Well.
Throws out the stun. A huge heal with the Satanic. Now the Wukong's command. The imprisonment once again. The Song of Siren.
Doesn't want to.
He needs to be able to jump out, but they're going to go back in. Do they find him? He's a tree right there. He's right there. He didn't find him. They hit him. He's not going to be able to jump onto the trees. He's still inside the Wukong's command, but Skeeter doesn't care. He's got his illusions. He's got his whole crew signing up for duty to bring down the Chrysalis Monkey King, and he's dead for 80 seconds. A huge opportunity now for Tundra to perhaps break open that high ground.
No buyback for 150 gold.
Oh, they don't know that, though.
I don't think they have much interest in going high ground. I think they have interest in taking over the map. Getting even more farmer and their supports who are reaping the biggest benefit out of all this. I mean, hell, Snaking's level 20 on this Mirana basically with full A on disc. Even these supports are becoming very difficult to kill.
Avalanche, toss, arrow coming in. No.
Just sending the message.
Yeah, just keeping them up. You can't push out these lanes too far. Meanwhile, spiders, illusions, the whole zoo is here to play.
Sox is building an A on disc of his own. I don't know how you kill this Tundra backline. It seems impossible. You pretty much have to find a good core, have to find the skewer RP, lock down Odie with this static storm. Maybe this disruptor Ags is the key to making something happen here.
Careful, Magnus from the bottom.
1 HP, guys. Make sure he dies.
There's a panic.
Reset.
They're healing.
I think he's snapped, guys. I think he's here.
He's up on. They're running.
Nice one.
You can see very calm, clear communication from Tundra. I'm sure they feel very comfortable in this game. I mean, you said it. They felt comfortable like 15 minutes ago. Now, with a 19,000 net worth lead and closing in on Secret bit by bit, they are tightening the noose.
They just see everything. What's there not to be comfortable with, right? You know where Secret are at all times. You have control over where the fights take place and how the initiations go for the most part. Secret pretty much are only going to get the jump if they smoke out, plant a ward, and just see everything off it. Now you just get Roshan here. Absolutely no contest in the books if you're Secret.
It's going to be Refresher Shard. Do you think they had a preference there? Aghanims or Refresher Shard?
Honestly, maybe your Refresher here. I mean, you already have like tags on the heroes you want it, right?
Sure.
Even this Naga has one, so...
In which case now we can drop double Sandy's Eclipse. I mean, we could get 4 imprisonments pretty easily. I mean,
double Hex.
You could hit a 4-man RP on the side of Resolution. It may not do anything if 9's not in it.
It will do absolutely nothing. He'll just drop the double hammer, double Hex. He's going to turn the fight around again, so you have to find the angle. Nice skewer.
Away! Really? It's a long one. Snake King blocked by the kinetic field, actually, but the second one gets around it, and on the side, we're going to see Puppey pay for that kinetic field, perhaps. The Spiders look to be able to chase him down, and the hammer gets dropped. 9 turns around, imprisonment, refresh, a second support goes down. Rezo looks to try and blink forward there and get the skewer back. Meanwhile, we see Nisha. He's forced to bomb his BKB, the Bloodthorn. Managed to get that one out of him. They've used kind of everything they have on the side of Secret. They're going to have to full out retreat. They may just have to give up a full lane of barracks.
Radiant structures.
This game is looking rough. There's just not enough damage in the tank. I think even at this point, if you land everything on this Naga, and he doesn't Astral, does it matter? He still has Aegis. He still has the Butterfly Evasion. Just not cutting through enough of this. You need really deep
skewers, though. The skewers are always an opportunity. 9 in turn throws out the imprisonments. They cannot seem to be able to lock down these one heroes because 9 is always there to be able to get the save. They have that buyback though on the disruptor. They need to make it worth something here. They get the gloves back, but again the Astrals, the imprisonments, they keep on going down. And this is still the first life. Soxy with the toss over on Anisha. He doesn't have BKB. He's caught at the side, and now the song wake him back up, and there's the second side. Wait, in the vulnerability over and over again. But he couldn't get away. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and get the dieback onto Puppey here. Lotus Sword bouncing back some spells. Another skewer over to the side through the kinetic field. They caught 9. They hit him with the stun. The fight there, and he's dead. All important. Finally, the OD is the one that gets caught in the initiation for Resolution, gets caught in the trap. And now the rest of Tundra, there is no song. There is no imprisonment.
OD by.
OD coming back. Uh-oh. They cannot afford this Nagasarma to die. He pops a man. It's a nice dodge there on the stun. The arrow coming in. Goes wide. He's focusing on Resolution. He does not want to get skewered any longer. The BKB is going to wear out soon. They've gotten on top of 9. Well, it's maybe just the Tuts who's gotten on top of 9. Nisha has the second round of the BKB. There goes the imprisonment. Chrysalis. And they follow up off of this one. Science. Oh, that skewer is off the mark. He blinks away first. And that, without being able to catch 9, so much of their extension here on Secret is being ruined. Again and again, the imprisonment's going down. Nisha throwing out the damage, does manage to jump back to his remnant. If they can reset here, ultimately, they still got a buyback out of 9. There is still a buyback on Skater, but both 9 and 33 use theirs. in a losing game. That is a glimmer of hope, Avery.
That is more than a glimmer. That is like best case scenario. You're fighting Aegis. You're fighting so many saves. So many of these skewers on point for resolution. This is the only reason they're still in this game. It's just dragging them insanely far back with the talent with the Aether Lens. You can get them real deep. And of course, that's a 3-for-3 buyback situation. I don't even think you're too sad if you're Secret out of this scenario.
Yeah. We saw a whole lot of this guy at TI-10, the Magnus. The hands have collapsed now.
Channeling
Resolution channeling his fellow countrymen in collapse, trying to show off.
You have to fight these tossbacks as well.
Skewer, man, crazy.
I mean, it's another scenario where your Wukong does absolutely nothing. If anything, Naga's just healing for it. Your Ember's dying to the hexes in the back.
Yeah.
We do see, though, this OD, if he gets caught, I mean, what a horn toss skewer here.
Yeah,
they got stuck on the static field, but I guess it just gets overwritten. If you can find that OD and take him out, all of a sudden, Tundra half the route. Like, their saves go away. A lot of the chip damage and the glimpses and all of this become way more powerful for Secret. But you have to be able to find him, and that is the trick in this game.
Yeah, like, Secret, they may have gotten the buyback out of them, but I feel like they're not going to be able to take advantage of it. I think they're going to be stuck inside their base. There's no way they can go for some crazy all-in. It just comes down to one team fight sort of play. I think Tundra is just going to lock them out. Just wait for the buybacks to come back up.
Has been killed.
That's why I said this game is going to go late, because I don't think Secret's giving up their base easy. And they're ready to defend it. At the same time, Tundra's building damage is very poke-oriented. They can't just force the throne in a buyback situation, right?
Yeah.
That fight does not favor them, especially when you start getting skewered into the fountain. I mean, it's not normal that you're talking about skewering into the fountain for a viable strategy, but at this point, it is something Secret can think about. Like, the ranges on some of these, you have a refresher as well. You can blink RP skewer, refresh, skewer again, RP in the fountain again.
The prize is mine.
That's one way to help deal with some of these heroes, or separate the fight by such a distance that the Astrals just can't come through.
With that level 20 talent in the Aether Lens. And as you said, the refresher, it's a very real possibility. And if they get the right initiation, maybe they don't even need the fountain anymore, because now they've got an Aghanim Scepter Disruptor. So if you hit 9, he's done so. He gets the Static Storm on top of him, he's not going to be able to do anything to stop it. He'll just melt.
If you hit him, beautiful. Even if you don't, you're doing that to make the OD show.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
9 has to think about when he shows in these fights and how he's doing it. If he commits to try and get the save, he opens himself up.
Right.
That's when you get chains into a Static Storm, something like that. I mean, remember, this OD has been playing this whole game without BKB, without a huge amount of defensive items. He's even gone Moon Shard. You can't get much more aggressive. You get caught in the Static Storm, you're pretty much done. There is no save to bail you out other than the song. You better pray it's enough.
Is he actually going to go Overwhelming Blink?
Why not?
Why not Arcane Blink?
It's stronger.
That is literally more strength, yes. Thank you, Avery. Snowball in. Zayat's being pulled into a nasty scenario where he'll just be avalanche. Now, Chrysalis is out. Oh, look at that. Zoxa immediately tried to pounce on the Monkey King to get him off the tree. Still caught him in the end. Is he going to be able to get off of BKB? They've got the Lotus Orb to be able to help him out. He pops BKB now, turns Static Storm. There's no real Naga Siren there. They've also caught Puppey on the side. So the two supports will die. Neither one have a buyback in Skeeter. Whew. Zoxa almost catching the Monkey King again. Chrysalis barely managed to jump away.
Yeah, these retreats from Secret have been on point this game. These are not easy scenarios to get out of, and they have done the correct job at bailing on a lot of these situations. Because messy fights like that, there's absolutely no way you're taking that type of engagement. So you need to get your cores out. You need to get them well. I even feel like sometimes Puppey's just running in to try and take some of the spells.
Yeah.
Get his cores out of that situation. As long as all 3 Secret cores are alive, they can take a base defense fight.
Look at this. They last showed on the bottom side of the map, so they smoke over to the top side. See if they can get a pick here on maybe an Ember Spirit or Magnus out of position. Failing that, okay. We don't find that opening.
No BKB on this Monkey. Skeeter, he's up the Bloodthorn.
Oh, there it is. Instant sides being used as he blinks in. Aeon Disc gets just wiped out. The Nullifier completely disrupts that one. They do have a buyback onto Rezo. They're probably going to have to wait out the supports, though. We're almost up here.
Do you want to fight
Chrysalis, you got to be careful. He's BKB. Still not back up. They're going to go for the buyback now. The Magnus needs to be able to bail him out, but there goes the song. Perfect timing. Can they get out of the glimpse range, though? Puppey is going to be able to force that one. The man to dodge or the imprisonment. Oh, he got the dodge out. Nice illusion dodge there. And the arrow. Now the jammer's being dropped. Almost finishing off the monkey. He turns around. Spots Satanic. Gets a little bit of heal. Not very much though. Secret, they got to get back to the fountain.
Any more glimpses?
No more glimpses apparently.
Oh, he needs to heal. Oh, Zayats, he got songed on the blink in punch. That might be a very different fight if that happens. And of course, some sick Manta dodges from Skeeter this game.
Yeah, very well played by Tundra. Nice reset by them. I mean, they are just playing this like Secret. They're holding on by a thread, and they're playing really well to keep this game still going on. But Tundra, very disciplined. They keep on poking at him and getting a little bit more resources out of him, a bit more. And they're saying this is fine. We love this game state. You're losing range barracks, you're losing melee barracks.
You're losing Magnus buyback.
Yeah, Magnus buyback. Like, you will eventually run out of resources. We are going to drain you dry. And even if that doesn't happen, they still have full control of Roshans. They could still infinitely farm.
I mean, they just keep sending the brood leads in too. You just watch these mini maps. It's just dots of every color going into Secret space, pushing the waves in. It's a very tough spot to be in.
Yeah, even if you did ever push out the lanes a little bit and 5-man smoked out, like, it would be so obvious because the illusions and the spiders are always inside the Secret space.
I mean, this game has gone on. The OD buyback is up. So that's 6 or 7 minute window that Secret had to maybe abuse that. Just no way to capitalize on it. Instead, they had a quick smoke bottom.
And break.
They actually chained him there.
They actually do find the OD. Moonlight Shadow goes out, and it almost seems like Secret is just making a break for trying to kill as many creeps as possible and get back to base in time.
Lincoln's on Nisha. It's going to help him a lot this game. Not get Hex, not get Astral. Able to come in the fight.
So many spells at the same time.
There's a lot.
So the Bloodthorns, the Sight Devices, the Imprisonments.
And we saw like the Nullifier, right? The Nullifier is a big one because now those Aeon Discs, it's not helping you on the mag. You're going to purge a lot of this stuff off. It just becomes even more obnoxious to jump. I mean, Sox has got a full Octarine core. These Tundra supports are so farmed and they are so annoying.
And who's going to take the Aghanim Scepter? Going to be the Broodmother. So now, talking about the spiders being in the base, and now you're going to have these spinner snares just sitting all around. If you ever try and step out of the base, there's probably going to be like 10 spinner snares you're going to be running into.
I'm starting to feel like we're at the point where they need 5 or 6 Lincolnses for the mag. You know, are we at that point again? Somebody help this man get the skewers off.
They kind of do. They kind of need just that.
Or PKB here, but he's just so far from it.
Setting up, Soxa finds the initiation. 2-man avalanche with a toss back as well. They do manage to get a skewer back into the tier 4s. So as long as nobody dies on the side of Secret, this is going to be okay for them. They did use the BKB, and Soxa was walking off with the Aeon Disc, the 4-staff away. Now the Song of Siren allowing him to get out. So he forced a BKB. I think Chrysalis used his.
How do you kill any of these heroes?
I don't know.
If you're not killing him in that scenario, I mean, you need Nullifier. You just need it. They need it now.
Didn't quite get it. The skewer almost going off. The Nullifier is going to make that Aeon Disc useless. Oh, he dies. Nine finish him off. There's going to be a dieback. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 5. We were Chrysalis in a good position, though. And my goodness. Nine just exploded. And 33. That's a squat spider as well. They do have buybacks, though. Secret got to be careful as they push out, but they really want to be able to force more. They want to be able to stop these supports. There goes the buyback. The Bloodthorn Snare onto the Ember Spear. They need to help him out. But here comes Nine. They've got the sight. The imprisonment going down. This is maybe the last stand from Secret. It's all up to Chrysalis and Nature to be able to fight through. Skater, he's going to fall once. Nine, a dieback on him. They just changed the game for Secret, but Chrysalis, he's not sure if he can go for it. They're going to stick on a Skater instead. Soxa comes in, lays down a combo. Almost enough to finish off the Monkey Gate. He does die. He goes down. The one-on-one against Nisha. Now Sneaking joins in the fray. He jumps forward. Nisha, he must get this kill. He needs it so badly. Another round of Slight. Not quite enough, but the double Slight gets him before he dies. He finishes off Nine. He gives Secret a small chance. Tundra are gonna go high ground with 4. Just the 2 possible for a hold here from Secret. It's gonna have to be some sort of crazy tier 4 defense, all up to Chrysalis and Puppy.
This is one BKB. That's it in the tank. The Puppy buyback. Static Storm in 30. He's getting Snare, getting Illusion. I don't think the Monkey King's stopping this, but he has one last Wukong in the tank.
The most veteran TI captain in Dota history, and the newest kid to the block, Chrysalis,
himself for
holding against 4 of Tundra. The tier 4s are down. The throat is exposed. They got to get in there soon. He pops the BKB. He starts charging at Tundra, but they just keep their distance. He's going to blow the Wukong's command. He tries to hold. He needs 15 seconds. Chrysalis, can he hold 15 seconds for the Magnus to come back and start getting those skewers?
How long is this Wukong? He's praying for it to be as long as
It
possible.
needs to be a little bit longer, but he's getting tossed out of it. And now Tundra, they
has a
pounce
refresh.
a second round, a refresh, a double stun, a static storm. They're trying to hold. They're trying to get outside the static storm. But are they going to be able to hold this one? The Manto away. The Saga Siren out. Four step, TP out, and Secret hold. Chrysalis and Puppey. They managed to hold somehow, some way. This game will continue.
The refresher on the monkey. We said that Wukong has to last longer. Well, two of them
That's
was the
enough.
way to do it. Tundra just didn't want to commit for that throne, choosing to send everything else at it except the core heroes in. At the end of that fight, Skeeter says, I'm out of here, man. I am not going to push the luck and force the buyback.
And you don't get another chance after that one.
Divine Rapier, baby.
It's time to go all in. A Divine Rapier for Chrysalis is the only real way this could end.
I mean, a beautiful setup here from the Boundless in a two-man static storm static field. That's the only way you're killing these heroes, or at least threatening them. So like we said, it was only Crystallis and Puppey. That's all you need sometimes.
That's true.
Now they're looking for more, trying to abuse the window they have. Remember, no buyback here on this Brood for 70. No buyback on this OD if he gets found. Crystallis just running
He
down
tries
mid.
to sneak it. Saksa. He tried to kill a creep wave. He really does
Not
not
that
want to
time.
let this opportunity for Seeker to go high ground while there's still 60 seconds for 33.
I mean, this is 50 seconds, no Brood. Divine Rapier up on Monkey. No buybacks for Secret. They need this throne, and they need to race it. Tundra's pushing it bottom.
Nisha, if he could just even hold these heroes here while the rest of the team pushes down that mid lane, but they're actually going to come back.
But Secret want to take the fight. They do not want to end up in a throne race.
Get a glimpse, get a glimpse. Oh, Puppey.
So much time cost here. But of course, you have an exposed throne on half HP. No glyph. Secret just have no choice in that scenario. Have to come back and play the defensive position. You have to imagine if they'd gotten to Tundra's base in that interval.
Oh, yeah. What is this?
Now this is absolutely next level.
What did I say? Nerdy and dirty? That's the only way
That
to play
is,
it right
yeah,
there, Tundra. That is nerdy and birdie to the best of degree. Pulling the creep wave with his courier, and he keeps it alive, too. Goddamn brilliant, Tundra.
He didn't have anything else on the map he could have done that with. With all the gunk on the map. Even the couriers making it hard for Secret to get these lanes out.
It is beautiful stuff.
Illusion.
Just when you thought you had to fight everything. They throw a little bit more your way.
Yep.
That said, Secret, they are smoking up mid. Remember, no buyback on OD Brood. Divine Monkey might just one or two shot some heroes here. Refresher coming up in 15.
Oh man, a double
good
boundless
angle.
strike would actually just
Good
one-shot
ward.
some heroes.
Glimpse
Glimpse
on the
back,
Brood.
first thing fine. 33, instantly the RP goes down to 2. 9 with the save though. 9, 8 being chased down by the snowball. Gets a first step away from Sox and he locks down the 2 supports and bam! There they go. There goes one hammer. 9, setting up for a little bit more, gets the reset of the song. So now with just the cores alive,
They are trying to get
they can
out.
keep their distance and maybe get out fully. Saksa,
No
maybe not
buyback
so
on
lucky.
Tiny.
That is going to be very bad if he dies here. Another hero with no buyback. Again, Secret, they have been down and out this entire game. Anything that resembles parity in this game has got to be a win for Secret. They are just like stuck inside their base for like 90% of the game. And now we've gone to a point where we're kind of even and there's 60-minute items. Secret can actually get out on the map and pick up these 60-minute items, which are a game changer.
Apex for snaking here. Tundra is definitely going to do some farming and choose who to give it to. Still, you have 100 seconds, no Tiny, 50, no Brood. Secret can get lanes out. Remember, they're not mega in this game. They still have bottom barracks. They can push it out pretty fast between Monkey and Ember. I think you try and find something here. I don't think you're just complacent with trading neutral items and letting this Tiny Brood respawn for free. That said, it's obviously easier said than done when you have so much trash just pushing in your lanes.
Yep, that's exactly what Quinn called it on the panel, right? You've got these spiders running at you, these illusions constantly. You have to have a way to be able to deal with it. Secret's idea was the empowered triple melee lineup. And it's still not enough.
I mean, I'm amazed at how much they found in these late game fights. The discipline and the
that is
target
a huge pick up.
prioritization.
The mirror shield. I almost want to see that on the Ember Spirit, so
Yeah,
we
you
can dive in a
reflect
little
the
bit
spell,
deeper.
reflect an OD spell here. Might just win you the fight.
Yeah. You know what I love is that Tundra is that they got the Pirates hat. So as if, you know, like they already have a 38,000 net worth lead, but let's go ahead and give them a little bit of extra booster. It's actually, they actually got it on the side of Secret now too, so they can both be digging up bounty runes nonstop. Shuffling items around. I don't think is there really anybody who wants that, oh yeah, they got a tiny, Giant's Ring tiny.
How does Tundra always end up with a Giant's Ring? I feel like I've seen Skeeter end up with a Giant's Ring so much.
Yeah.
I doubt he's going to take it on Naga this game, but this guy just always get it. Of course, we're going to wait for the tiny respawn just to see how big this tiny gets. Everybody.
Can we see a BKB tiny with Giant's Ring?
The most tiny of all time.
Secret still need 2 more.
Oh my lord, he's a big boy.
Show him. Good God! Now that's a hero! Mamma mia!
Is that a hero? Is he bigger than Roche?
He's coming for you! Where's Roshan?
Put him in the
pit. Ultimate rock monster face-off.
Put him in the pit. Put Roshan in Tundra's bait. We'll swap him out here. I mean, that is a visual monstrosity.
They have been inside their base so long, by the way, they haven't finished up their tier 5 items because tier 4s are also dropping for the side of Secret.
Gotta farm through them. I mean,
yeah, they still have 1 tier 4 and 1 tier 5 left.
Pretty much all you've got is Fallen Sky on this Tusk. You've got that Mirror Shield. They're gonna give it to Nisha, so he has Lincoln's plus that. Trying to keep this Ember alive as much as possible. He got the Refresher too. Almost level 30. These late game team fights are not as straightforward as they used to be 20 minutes ago. Like, there is a lot of gas in the tank for Secret now because of these refresher orbs coming out. Yep. Multiple Wukongs, multiple stuns, multiple BKBs, multiple ults. This is going to come down to buybacks and how much Tundra presses their advantage with the Roshans, which they're still probably going to get him, but how much does an extra Ags do for Tundra here? Not a lot. How much does an extra Refresher Shard do? Not a lot, right?
Yeah, that's true. If you're just now joining us, we're 63 minutes into game 1 of the upper bracket final here, Secret versus Tundra. If you're wondering what all this craziness is going on in your screen, it's a lot of tier 5 items going into play. It's Secret who have been pretty much, it felt like they were kind of in that like 5% win chance for the last like 30 minutes, but they've held on. 10 to 5%. Sheer perseverance. What, you think that was generous? There it is.
Very generous.
Saxa.
He is actually bigger. Glorious. I'm just basking in the beauty of
now. He's got
right
tree volley too. Does that increases? The tree is huge. I feel like he's gonna throw that and knock out the Ancient just with 1 punch.
I have nothing to say. I'm just admiring the beauty of watching this walk around. I don't think I've ever seen such a girthy specimen in my life, Cap. That is the beauty of Dota.
So Secret have been holding on just ever so barely, and quite literally probably one of the smallest little threads you could possibly hope for. Tundra have been fully disciplined this entire time. Like, while Secret have been holding on, Tundra have not overextended, as they've seen many teams do here at this TI.
They're looking for the toss back.
They have been looking for openings and patiently letting those openings play out. Somebody walks into that spinner snare, great. We can get the toss back, and oh lord, he is coming. Here comes Saxa. Giants Ring Saxa trying to find the opening here. The Wukong's man is going to go up. They do have the imprisonment. The Dark Shadow is the tiny moving out of that Wukong's man. Thanks to that imprisonment, Astral save once again from 9. They do have the Scythe, keeping that Ember Spirit. Force staff him out. And that's the nullifier. Oh, he got hit by an arrow. Puppy down. 1 pick off, tree volley being used, caught, and forced to use the BKB. 2 small wins there for Tundra. A BKB down on Chrysalis and a buyback out of the Disruptor. This is what we're talking about. Tundra has just been so good at being able to just see small opportunities like this arrow. Saxa looking for an opening. Doesn't go for the toss back, instead the imprisonment. Magnus getting caught as he tries to jump in, also nullified as well. Tree volley's coming in. Resolution needs to be able to get outside. He's managed to get the kick back on his Snake King and snowballs his way out of there. Chrysalis sees an opportunity, hits him with a Balance Strike, and the Static Storm will finish him off. 9 is almost dead. Nisha's been messing around with him, but at the same time, Tusk falls. Nisha all in and trying to chase down this OD. The last red link to the BKB. He couldn't fight him. TP out. The BKB expires. He gets caught. Socks up to finish him off with the help of 9.
This OD just way too elusive on the back end. So much help as well. And that was a refresher for this Ember. He's going to have to expend buyback here, but he is not going to have that up, which means no BKB for the full duration.
Buyback 1, buyback 2. Skewer away. Pulled out, but at the same time, a dieback on the Disruptor. Chrysalis jumps in, immediately in prison. He's not going to get off the Wukong's command. He hopes for it, and he doesn't have the BKB either. Starts fighting up against Skeeter. Trying to hold him. Oh, what a kickback! Right in front of the Monkey King. What a beautiful kick!
Buybacks here. Odie coming back in.
With
Tundra.
the song, setting things up. They have the imprisonments ready to go. They're going to focus on this Tusk first. They know this repositioning is so damn bad for them. And Avalanche on a 3. And the Hammers come in, finishing off the Ember Spirit. A 2 buyback. They are all in on being able to hit either the best RP of your life, Rezo. No! It's denied by the imprisonment. He tries to go for the Boundless Strike. He gets the Skewer back now, but coming back into play, Crystal's not going to be able to do anything. Immediately silenced it. That is it. Tundra, they will take this game 1. Just the most beautiful, disciplined play you could possibly hope for to see on the main stage from Tundra. They worked Secret bit by bit. They wore them down until they could finally break them.
How many Astrals, how many tosses does it take to wear this Secret team down? My God. I mean, it just felt like people are getting Astrals for over an hour in that game, and every single one was more annoying than the last. There's Brulines in the back. There's Naga Illusions in the back. Somehow, Rezo's finding these skewers to keep him alive, but at some point, one of those spells is going to miss. And then the gunk just gunks you up. It's just too much, man. Of course, Tiny's probably taking up half your screen as well. So many individual fights too. You have this duel on the backline between Nisha and Nine, chasing each other, refreshing for the double BKB. Penta Remnant refreshed into the Deca Remnant, trying to finish him. But 10 is not enough. You needed 15 in that game or something. I don't know. Too many Astrals to match it. That was a Tundra game through and through.
It really was. We said this is going to be a battle of ideas. Who's going to come out on top? Tundra's ideas do succeed, but Secret, they definitely showed they're not going to go down without a fight. And I'm sure our panel has so much to say about a wild 67-minute game.
Yeah, I can start talking after I pick my job off the floor, because this is the International, this is the Dota that we live for, and these are the moments that define our game. I'm here, Tsunami, with T-Gov, Lizard, and Sheepstick, as we're all just, you're looking dazed, Sheep, you're just...
There's a really big rock behind us.
Yeah, now imagine how Secret felt about it.
Dude, what a game. I was just so hyped, just this comeback from Tundra with their like really good smoke moves in the mid game into this long late game, base defense, all these little pokes and prods coming out. We're gonna threaten you with the glimpse. You gotta deal with the skewers. You have to save with all these different things. There was so much thinking that everyone had to do in that game, and that's the Dota we love.
Yeah, you have these kind of people, you know, they enjoy that late game. They enjoy when you can't even understand what the hell is happening. And then I'm like, man, you just want to see strategies. You just want to see normal Dota. In the end, none of that matters. You get some tier 6 items, you get a Tiny that's higher than, I don't know, what building? T-Gov, go for it.
Mount Everest.
Big Ben. I just
Love it for you. He's been fully rejuvenated for this one, but T, what's on your mind, man?
I mean, you speak about strategy, Lizard. It's the fact that Secret, in the early game, they were the ones being the aggressors. They were crossing the river, they were taking the fight to Tundra. But they take that one fight in the top lane, where they utilize the OD, go get those imprisoned, and since they then win it and get across the river and set up their kind of aggressive positioning, you have Skidder with the Naga Illusions pushing it out, 33 with the Spiderlings pushing it out, and like Skidder, he plays over an hour-long game, he doesn't die at all. He's 14-0-24. He's backed up by the OD the entire time. Like, 9 really just unlocked Skidder to pop off.
It's something like the Dazzle plus Naga, Dazzle plus anything that buys the hearts, really, that was played like a month or two ago. Now you have Naga and OD. Astral Imprisonment, get that heart going in after you leave the Disruptor's ulti, then you can heal up, reset the fight with sleep. It's just so nasty, and this is Tundra 101. You have Brood Mother sending her little broodlings everywhere. You have Naga with the illusions everywhere. You just cannot play. I like what Secret tried to do, right? Like with the Magnus, with the Ember, with the Monkey, you get that Empower. It works versus any kind of a Zoo. And they said in the interview that they needed to address the Zoo. obviously it didn't work out for them.
It definitely worked out for a while. It was nice because it felt like Tundra really struggled under the pressure that Secret were applying, because you're able to farm with all 3 cores with this Empower, and also they're more aggressive team fight. In the mid game, it was hard for Tundra to fight into it because 33 had such a bad start on Brood. So when Tundra gets shoved into the same side of the map as each other, like Naga wants one side of the map, Broodmother wants one side of the map, like all these heroes are competing for farm with 3 Empower melee cores. It's really hard for them to find farm.
It's probably the best thing that happened in Secret's draft. That's the Monkey King on the safe lane. Like, he generally does not lose versus melee heroes, and he definitely did win super hard against the Brood. Forced her to jungle at her, like, what, level 5?
Yeah, he didn't even get his spawn spiderlings. He was there early on.
Yeah, like minute 14, 15, your tier 1 tower on the bottom lane is already standing. That was the moment where I started trash talking Tundra's draft. Like,
yes, I recall.
It's not gonna work.
I'm glad that you exposed yourself, because I was about to call you out and be like, Lizard, somehow I remember a different result coming your way. And you may have heard Cap allude to the fact that Tundra is dirty and nerdy. And we keep saying that, but what does it really mean? What are the analytics behind us saying such bold things about the team? Well, maybe Purge can explain it in a little bit greater detail.
That's right, Neil. Tundra's drafting has been very innovative so far this tournament. They're ahead of the meta. They're setting the trends. For example, in the group stage, they picked Crystal Maid in 10 of their 18 total games. She ends up with a 65% win rate. Really, really good. Every other team looks at that and says, oh, CM must be really good. Let's pick CM ourselves. And then she goes on to be the most picked hero of the main stage so far, doing really good there. But Tundra, when they get to the main stage, they just say, our favorite support lady, we don't need her anymore. We're just going to pick Mirana every single game. They haven't picked her one time since they started. They haven't even banned it. No respect at all to the hero that they trended in the tournament. And we just saw Mirana in this previous game. On top of that, Tundra, the other way that they're setting trends is, for example, their Doom pick. It's been banned against them now 13 times, all in the first phase, the most powerful time to ban a hero. Very effective. That's because 33's Doom is so good. The total bans against them account for 1/3 of the total bans against Doom in the tournament. That's 33%, of course. One trend they haven't embraced at all, though, is Leshrac. It's the second most picked hero of the groups. It's a 76% win rate. Definitely the most broken hero of the patch. They haven't played it one time, and even more shockingly, Tundra has played against Leshrac 0 times in the entire tournament. It's pretty remarkable. They have banned it now 6 times, the previous game and the previous 2 before that. So basically setting trends, forcing their opponents to ban other weird heroes that nobody else is picking, and now picking more weird stuff like we saw in the last game. Secret, on the other hand, they picked Lesh 5 out of 18 matches. They picked it every game in the main stage, except for the last game that it was banned. They had 4 wins when they get it. So it's the hero of the tournament, but Tundra just doesn't care, and now they're just in a great position because every other match that's happening isn't the normal meta, because the information you get from the other games aren't going to be applicable to Tundra, and that's what gives them a really good upper hand in these games.
They go to the beat of their own drum, Purge. Thank you very much. Yes, but
Wait,
one thing that I'm a little bit... Oh, you want to talk?
There's one more hero.
Oh, tell me about it.
I think it's Kunkka, actually. We should talk about Kunkka.
Well, tell me about Kunkka. What's he up to? Hey.
He's got a really good beard.
Oh. The handsome fellow, I gotta say. I'm inspired.
He's got 2 masks on.
The multi-mask.
Wow, beautiful. Why am I even hosting them? We could have done it in AR. Thank you very much, Purge, for that information. And yes, it does seem like Tundra is very strong. Now, how much stock do you put in adaptability? Because Secret, they have played a hell of a lot of games to get to this point. They went through all of LCQ, they went through all of group stage, and now they're going through the bracket, and they drop a game. All of our upper bracket were 2-0s. Now what, T?
Yeah, I feel like for Secret at least, it's trying to make sure that their first move into the enemy jungle leads to success, because they were in a really good position to take the fight, to take some momentum. But Tundra, they're some of the best teams at taking these defensive fights, winning, and then occupying an aggressive position to choke out your opponent. Like, if you think of the biggest net worth leads across TIs, Tundra has the second biggest net worth lead against Talon earlier. Then in this game, they had like a 60k net worth lead. Like, when they get into a winning position, they hold it. So I think for Secret, you can't let Tundra slowly get into that position where they just kind of choke you out in the game.
Well, I'm still pulsing with excitement, and I can only feel it all the way here in Norway. I wonder how Singapore is dealing with such an exciting game. Let's check in with Slacks.
Hello, my friends. It is I, Sir Action Slacks. We're here in front of the arena right now, and did you know you can take a picture with a replica Aegis? Very cool. However, I've always wondered, what would someone do if they just saw someone stealing the Aegis. My friend is here. He's going to pretend to be security. What's your name, sir?
Irfan.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I'm going to run and try to hand this Aegis off to someone, and you got to go up to them and have them point to which direction I went. I want to see if they're loyal to me or if they're loyal to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go assault someone that has no idea that it's coming. Are you ready?
Yes.
Time to go give away the Aegis. Count to 20. Here we go. Excuse me. Out of my way. Out of my way. Miss, can you hold this? Please hold this. Listen, don't tell anyone you saw me, okay? No, sir, I'm still alive,
Okay. Did she just get to keep it now?
Yeah.
Is she taking the final slot?
No, the winner of TI now has to go find that lady in the crowd.
there
Can I
you
have it
go.
back, please? We just won the tournament.
She's giving it back.
You were supposed to run!
What a good
You ratted me out! You ratted me out! How could you? I thought we were homies! Why did you rat me out? Thievery is not allowed. Not allowed thievery. Thank you. The Aegis is safe.
Honestly.
All good. Thank you.
We are honest people.
Honest people here. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Take it back, guys. I'm sweating my booty off out here. Everybody yell! Put him in the belt!
Woo! Yes! And Aegis Snatch was not successful in this game. Poor Slacks sweating his ass off, but it is an honest group of people. No malicious behavior there.
I love you people are honest. Give me back the Aegis.
Yoink.
I would have stolen it so fast.
So apparently what I think is going on is that you can go and take pictures with the replica Aegis, which I remember that during TI-10, when there was no crowd, I very surreptitiously walked up to the real Aegis and snapped a quick selfie and was like, oh my god, this is like...
Did you touch it? Did you?
So I asked permission and I was not granted permission.
It should actually tour the world, on the downtime, like football does. Just
well, right
tour
now
with
it's
the
looking like
Aegis.
it's about to tour from Eastern Europe to Western Europe because it's going from Team Spirit to one of these three teams that remains, looking like it might be a compelling case for Secret, for Puppy to put his name on it again, T. I don't really know. You think that Tundra is going to turn it back around or what?
I think Tundra is going to probably, they're the favorites. They've taken game one here. I think they're in a really solid spot to get to the finals. I think Secret, their storyline isn't to win this series. Oh god, they can hear me now. It's to bounce back in the lower bracket. Oh god, they can really hear me now. Yeah, I'm kind of believing in Tundra just because of how dominant and methodical that game one was.
And the way they're playing, right? Like Naga, the way they even approach the Naga drafts, the fact that he is going for this new build, it's not that new. It's been being built in pubs for quite a while now. But Orchid, the way they combo that with a Mirana, that's a 4 or a 5. You always have that extra surprise coming from Mirana's ulti, and then into the Orchid, then into the Ensnare. Also the fact that they buy a gem very, very early on, they devoured it, and they always send the gem back to the base, right? Like they secure the map, they secure the vision, and then they set up these ganks with heroes that you don't necessarily expect.
And we had a lot of skepticism surrounding this draft, Sheep. I know that you saw Brood and Naga, and you were like, oh, I don't really think that... I mean, there's a lot of clear on the side of Secret.
Whoa. This is backstage talk. These are off thoughts that don't truly reflect my feelings on the draft.
You hate
them. As I said earlier on the draft, it had problems. When Secret properly applied pressure, that draft really struggled because there wasn't enough farm distribution for everyone on the map. However, they made really good comeback plays, utilizing Sax's Tiny. His tossbacks enabled so many of those fights during their comeback when they were starting to reclaim the map. That was good. This was good. This was what made their stuff work. Skitter is so confident on his Naga, on his CK. He plays these illusion heroes like they're not illusion heroes.
Yeah, and sorry for exposing off-the-record knowledge. I'll give you something that's on the record, though, because Tundra had some thoughts on Secret.
I think Team Secret is a very formidable opponent because I think they've defined their roles for each other very well, and they know exactly what to expect from each other. I mean, obviously they have Puppy, so it kind of goes without saying, honestly. It doesn't need to be explained. And by this point, it's also for Nisha as well. It's just such an amazing player. If you were just to think of each of their player, not even looking at any particular game, you kind of have an idea of what each hero will play. Nisha will generally play a very high damage hero, and then Crystallis will either be some sort of utility or counter pick for the lane, and same thing with the Resolution. They know their lane matchups very well. It's like they play these stupid combos that you feel like the lane shouldn't be strong, but then they know something about it a bit more than you do, or the synergy is a bit better. that they managed to win these lanes and like suddenly like they have very good synergy in the game.
The last time we played them in a group stage where we 2-0'd them, I think they messed up their drafts in both of their games, so I don't think we actually got to play the real Secret.
Like going into this match against them, I think we are kind of on even grounds. Like both of us have kind of, since that match, both of us have kind of gone through a win streak. Yeah, I think we are on even footing, and just excited to see how the game will play out.
The footing is becoming somewhat uneven, though. As we saw, game number 1, Tundra, they do their own thing. You heard it from Purge. They set dynamics throughout the group stage. They throw them out the window whenever it comes to playoffs time. Now, upper bracket finals, we see Zoo, T. Do you think they go back to the well on that one, or is it too telegraphed?
No, I feel like this game 1 was a perfect example of Tundra getting what they wanted. Secret, when you enter that first phase of bans, you kind of know what's going to be hitting you. Tundra, they're not this unpredictable team in regards to their openings. It's normally like kind of 9 specialties. I feel like for Tundra, they just keep doing what they're doing. They won the first game. They're looking good. They're looking solid. You don't need to change up. For Secret, though, it's if we do the same bans and maybe let Brood through, do you want a different answer? Like they crushed him in lane, but the overall game, like losing out on map
They came
presence.
back. They made a comeback with the Brood that got crushed. Like you don't see that very often. And also, if you're Tundra, you're probably feeling really good right now, Sheep, right? Because in group stages, 2 games lasted 60 minutes.
It's true.
Now you win with even the tier 5 items coming into the play.
Yeah, I think they should feel confident, but not cocky, because like we talked about, Secret did have that early game advantage. They were starting to creep ahead in net worth, and they were looking very scary to fight into. So for Secret, I think it's more of tightening up that area that they struggled with in the last game and making sure they can cement their lead. And for Tundra, it's, I mean, do the same thing. They made the right moves to come back. They kind of knew what they had to do, and maybe they want to adjust how they play that Brood lane. It just went so bad.
Still seems like you like it being a top priority for Tundra, that Brood mother.
I really like the Brood.
Okay.
I just think it presents a lot of problems, and because her item build is so generic,
Yeah.
because 33 also plays Tide the same
You say
way.
that now, but I thought the dynamic for the longest time was I have to go Wraith Pact or Pipe every time.
He did. He went Wraith Pact.
Then where were you getting generic from then?
As in, it's something that is good no matter what the game is, right? You're not going, oh, I have to buy like a Solar Crest for armor or whatever. It's just like, I'm going Wraith Pact, it reduces damage.
I have to just say that I am worried for Secret, because the games where they performed, like maybe overperformed, were the games Nisha played Leshrac.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. I don't know who, Slacks or someone said it just a moment ago.
I doubt Slacks said it. If it was smart, I don't think Slacks said it.
Yeah, they had like 4 out of 5 games on Leshrac, and they won all 4 of those. So Lesh is their comfort hero, and it's also a hero on which Nisha can definitely just put them all on his back and carry it.
That's probably not getting through the draft, right?
Yeah, most likely will not.
Yeah, it was banned in the previous game. Probably going to get banned no matter the pick order again in this game as well.
Well, let's see how these priorities pan out as we get into game number 2 of Tundra versus Secret.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
Tundra Esports versus Team Secret. Game 2.
Now, we heard earlier from that video from Tundra themselves, they said they talked about when they faced up against Team Secret in the group stage, they said they didn't really feel like they faced the real Team Secret. Sure, game 1, they feel like, okay, now we're matched up against the real guys. Both games, though, game 1, both in the group stage as well as now on stage, they won with the Naga Siren. So, I don't know, something's working for Tundra. Their ideas still work against Secret, even if it was a little harder this time.
Yeah, man, I think kudos to Secret for pulling it back and making it drag out that so far. I think Secret is the first team I've seen do what you have to do against Tundra, which is survive their offlane. Tundra's offlane is extremely fierce. They're very dominant in the laning phase, and you can fall really far behind. And Secret just totally trampled that. They crushed Tundra's offlane, which I don't think anyone has done yet this tournament. So I say, even though Secret lost that game, I feel like they have a pretty good footing in that they had a really good laning phase. And if you have that against Tundra, then you're set up to play at the very least an even game.
Yeah, honestly, I think this OD last pick was... I didn't realize how strong it was until I actually saw the game. I just didn't realize it. You never play against this hero in pubs. I haven't played against this hero in months. But this OD with the shard, he completely nullified the way Secret wanted to fight that game. And I think without OD, this game would have been completely different. So we'll see what they want to do to change it up. They do have second pick on Secret this time, and I do think they're a team that benefits from second pick because Puppy likes to hide his picks. He wants to play these pick these heroes that play multiple roles and then hide them till the very end, and this is easier on second pick.
I would agree.
They also slightly shifted the bans, banning the Brood instead of the CM this time. So saying, all right, you have 2 5s, you're going to pick every game. Fine, we'll just lead them both. Pick one, whatever.
Sure.
We're going to ban your like super annoying Neta cores. You have to pick something slightly different. You know, pick this Visage on 8. Maybe it's a little weaker in lane. We can exploit it a little bit more. You know, I think that's probably a better angle for them.
10 seconds.
I mean, I was surprised they banned this Maiden in the first game. Like, I get Maiden as a hero that they're winning every game with, but they're also winning every game. And I think, to me, it's like, is Maiden going to destroy you in a series compared to a Brood or a Doom or, you know, like some Naga Siren that's really the core of their strategies? Because this Maiden obviously accelerates their support duo a lot. It helps them skirmish. It gives them some extra lane shove for their pickoff combo. But I feel like I'd rather play against Crystal Maiden than like the Brood or the Naga, you know?
Do you think it was more about the opposite? Do you think it was like, we're going to give you Brood Mother and break it? Because they, as Quinn pointed out, they did win that lane. So maybe they thought, okay, we're going to show that you can't use this tool for not just this series, but also potentially grand finals as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. It's something that Puppey is like notorious for doing. Like, fine, we'll give you your best try, we'll beat it, and then like you're screwed. Then your draft is hosed, and you don't want to play the Brood again, and then now what do, right? But I mean, they lost, so you just ban it to screw it. I don't want to see a spider in my game again.
And here we go already with the Flex Dawnbreaker, which we've seen, I believe, Crystallis play it, and then Resolution can also play it. They are on second pick, so they're going to hide this till later. And I think this hero is really good for Secret, the way they play. They like to have Nisha on these mid carries, which is also better on second pick, right? Because he's going to see his lane, he's going to get a counter pick. And then this Dawnbreaker can go either lane, she can connect the mid lane with Nisha. Silencer is a solid hero against CM, no pun intended. You have the global for ulti, and you're also decent lane matchup against her as well.
Are you going to get Visaged here?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, it's just, you're opening up the Silencer, right? Like, this is the ultimate Visage on response team. You know they want a Wraith Pact hero if Doom is out of the pool, which it is. And Brood is out as well, so if you don't take your Wraith Pact hero here, you're maybe not getting to second phase, and I feel like they really want a Zoo hero versus Silencer. It's one of the best ways to abuse this hero. Even if you end up getting countered in the game, your lane's terrible, you can always just throw birds on him, and he's kind of forced to make a decision in terms of spell casting because the hero's just too slow. He's very clunky on the map, he needs a lot of farm. So I think Tundra got a pretty happy Visage pick, but I agree that Dawnbreaker should be very good for Secret in this matchup. Like, it's one of these cores that can shove waves, deal with the early skirmishes, and still scale, and help their mid-hero scale.
Yeah.
We've seen these Dawn Storm, Dawn Shadow Fiend combos be really powerful this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare these first two heroes from Secret to the first two last game, I think they're a lot happier in terms of, like, it gives them more flexibility in what they pick in the second phase. They have a lot more damage, a lot more, like, casual fight. It's not two heroes that sort of do the same thing. They have pretty good magic damage. They have decent scale, you know, it, like, sort of balances in a lot of ways. I think they're much happier with that, because now Nisha can play, like, the, you know, the carry type of hero, or we can play the spellcaster type of hero. Rezo can have different options. I think they're more open in terms of, like, what they can pick down the line.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they want to address this Wraith Pact in any way, because I felt like last game the Wraith Pact actually had huge impact. They didn't have a simple way of killing it. You know, Ember doesn't want to hit it, Monkey doesn't want to hit it. You want these kind of range heroes. Sometimes, you know, people would pick a Snapfire, something that can actually deal with the Wraith Pact timing. So I'm trying to think what they're going to pick for Secret in the next hero. It's going to be Zayak's hero, most likely. And they could set up a way for the Silencer to lane away from Visage too. That is also a possibility.
They only really have been playing melee fours for Zayat, though, right? Like, when you think of the Wraith Pact killers, I think of, like, Piranha, Snapfire type deals from the 4. And he's pretty much just playing Earth Spirit, Tusk, Nyx. Job's done. I'm going to go in and wreak havoc. Especially when you have Silencer 5, you kind of want as many forms of solid, easy initiation as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, they could be looking for that Wraith Pact killer from the core position on 18. When you look at Tundra's heroes, they're a bit clunky in the way they fight. It's very like, we stand in a ball, we hit what comes into us. So if you have this sniper, this SF, this turret hero, just, okay, that's fine. If you're going to sit there, I'm going to sit there too. I'm going to punch you from farther away. I'm going to beat you backward. Like, that type of thematic fighting for Secret, I think can be very good, and also like helps give them an answer to this, you know, Wraith Pact, which is super obnoxious.
Yeah, they're banning Naga here, though, right?
I'm trying to think about it.
I feel like you ban Naga. I don't think you want to play another Naga game. Even if you're confident you're going to get the cores, I feel like it's another hero that makes the way the fights play out very difficult for Silencer. It's just very obnoxious. He sends stuff in, he sees you, you start getting chipped.
I mean, the question is, if you have 2 cores that you can pick against Naga, do you still need to ban it? That is the question here.
That is a big question.
You do get to counter it, and it also depends a bit on what support they want to pick here. And like you said, he's been playing mostly melee heroes. Which one is the best here? And they do ban it, so I think it's an okay thing to do. They keep losing to it. Clearly, Tundra is an amazing team with Naga Siren, so I can see Clock here, I can see Tusk, something that just fits with his MO, which is just pick melee heroes.
Do you like the Earth Spirit? I feel like it is one of those old school Visage counters in a way. Like you can get on him, start burning the stacks, be extra tanky, you just get BKB, he doesn't do anything to you.
In theory, he is stronger than the other supports in how the fights break out. He is weaker in lane, but you're right. It is a lot about fighting. You come to LAN Dota, it's a lot about fighting. You know, logic kind of goes out the window sometimes.
Very true.
That's what happens on stage if, you know, you play in front of this huge crowd. But they do go for Nyx Assassin, which I do think is a weaker hero against, you know, Visage's timings.
Yes.
I mean, there is the upside to this Nyx hero that the combo with Dawnbreaker is pretty powerful. You get this 10 stun increase talent, and you just get chain stun. The Nyx hits you, stuns you, Dawnbreaker drops on you, and you just get chain stun for like 5 seconds. They full to zero you. So, I mean, we saw last game Tundra playing this more of this pick-off style, whereas I think Secret this game has much more of that than they did last game. So maybe, you know, being able to split the map a little bit more. You saw them sort of, you know, gridlocked at this 1K, 2K gold lead for quite some time. So maybe this Nyx Dawn gives them a little more global presence, a little more pick-off potential. Maybe that gives them the opportunity to like build more of this gold lead if they have another good early laning phase.
So I think this is going to be the hardest phase for Tundra, because they have to decide what to show here. They go with Clockwork, which is definitely good against all these heroes actually, because it is a solid support matchup. And then which core do they go with here? What do they want to address? Do you want to address this Dawnbreaker, which can go to multiple lanes? Do you just want to pick something that's just good in the game with Visage? You know, like for example, they've played the CM Chaos Knight lane a lot, and that's a very hard lane to beat.
I could see CK, I could see Ursa. They want something to just go in the Roche pit, try and abuse the Wraith Pact early. Like your Global's on cooldown, your Dawnbreaker ult's on cooldown. Just go in the pit, start getting the Roshans up.
I'm feeling CK. I'm feeling CK. CK? Yeah. I think it just fits their MO, you know? Again, it's also true. Summons, it's illusions.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a Naga Siren, but you still get to throw stuff out there.
You could go Ags.
Sounds there. You can go Ags. You know, you press BKB, you press Ags, you dispel Global from everybody else.
Pretty nice.
Pretty poggers indeed.
Very poggers.
That was for Quinn.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I mean, I think this, like Secret may have the more pick off than they did last game, but in terms of just like raw single target damage, okay, so they do go for the 9 hero. I mean, it's definitely, it's not the worst of Primal games. I wouldn't say it's the best either. It sort of has like back and forth matchups against a lot of these heroes. I could see their ideology being, hey, Secret has a lot of these magic damage, like not super scaling heroes, and we see, you know, potential carry options that could be good on 23. Like, we just need to see that one extra pick. Maybe we get to see a lane, or we know the Dawn's going, we know the carry matchup, and we get like this really powerful carry pick. And, you know, maybe they feel, we're gonna pick 9-0 anyway, it's gonna be some melee dude who's gonna like go do some stuff for us, he's gonna run in, so they're like, just pick it now, whatever. They'll counter it sort of. Primal's not that easy to counter in lane, and we'll get this like slightly better carry pick that gives us, you know, better game matchup as time progresses.
I think it's pretty smart in a way because it fits in how they want to play the game on Tundra's side. So they want to open up Visage's lane right when you hit 6. That's generally what they like to do with Zoo, this team. And Primal is one of the best hero at rotating to your lane. He's just fast with trample. He's always going to get on top of somebody. And when Visage hits 6 with Primal Beast coming in there, if he's not too far behind in lane, which is one of the weaknesses of Visage, they can pretty much kick out anybody. So I want to see what Secret addresses here. I think they'll pick their mid hero.
Okay.
Angolier.
Very, very good against all of Tundra's heroes, and I think it gives them that oomph that Secret sort of needed. Like, they want some dude who goes in, freaking bam, slap, like, it's some freaking oomph to it. Because they have a lot of, like, casual magic damage, you know, some little bits here and there, and now they have, like, something more impactful that goes in, doesn't care about Wraith Pact. Tundra has all this magic damage, it's just absolutely nothing to Pango. Like, it is a very, very good Pango game.
5 seconds remaining.
I like this Pango Dawnbreaker dual core. Like, I think these are the types of heroes you want versus Tundra. Heroes that can fight early, you don't fall behind on the map, deal with the lanes, deal with the skirmishing. At the same time, you're happy going late game with them too in a 5-on-5 ball scenario where the damage is going to be enough to cut through the Wraith Pack pipe scenario, whatever you're dealing with. I also think this Nyx Primal Beast interaction is like very weird. So I think we've seen it a lot this tournament. Like when you press BKB on this hero, is the one thing that I think isn't always super obvious in a lot of the fights. Like, you BKB before you charge in, or you just charging in, you're getting Carapace, is something weird happening to your hero, right? You have a global, like if you BKB early and you get global, then your ult is screwed. So this I don't think this Primal Beast initiation is that easy for him in a way. I think it's kind of murky to me.
I do like the Pangolier, like you guys said. I do think it's mainly about this Pangolier answering the pressure from the Visage and this Primal Beast, because I think he's going to want to match them. So if they're going to go somewhere together, this Pangolier is exactly the hero you want that can deal with that lane. He can go there, you know, with Dawnbreaker ulting in, you can actually fight them. You can fight their timing. And, you know, like I said, this is LAN Dota. It's about fighting, right? Even Tundra last game, you know, they push all these waves. but to what end? They want to be able to fight. They want to be able to see somebody and start casting spells, start poking them. And it's a similar thing, right? They have Clockwork with the Vision, the Visage. It just fits their MOs for both of these teams.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we can see Secret this game with another smart ban. I think banning the CK, like you were talking about, it's just like very, very comfort. And it's sort of an interesting dynamic whenever you play a team that has such set-in-stone heroes, is you can sort of get in this thing where like, hey, we can counter this hero, but they also really like it, so do we want to just ban it to put them out of their comfort zone? And so you can sort of go back and forth on that, and it seems like Secret has fallen much more into the camp of, hey, maybe, it's not the greatest CK game, it's against Pango and Dawn, it's like, it's okay, but they really like it, so we're just going to ban what works for them instead of trying to ban the most ideal hero, which I think is a pretty good ideology against Tundra.
Trying to think of this last Tundra hero here.
I mean, they banned Darkseer.
Tundra Esports.
It is pretty interesting, right? Because Secret upgraded their second phase to all carry bans, as opposed to last time they placed up against him. It means so many Skeeter heroes are out of the pool. Tundra really trusted that Skeeter's got something left.
I mean, there's Wraith King and Ursa. Those are like the two that come to mind. I mean, this team is almost always picking something that just goes in, takes all the attention, gives vision to the rest of their lineup, causes chaos, and of course, if you can get something with nice lane synergy with CM, you're gonna feel a bit better about potentially abusing this Nyx.
Yeah, I mean, this is the risk of saving your carry for last pick, is if there's, 15 more billion heroes, carry heroes banned, then you can end up with, questionable options, and you come out and you're like, are we really happy with this? You have to think about their counter pick as well, and is that gonna mesh properly? It's not a tricky, or it's not an easy pick.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think what he's going to want to play here, because there's always going to be some kind of counter pick, so it has to be something he's happy with. Ursa, okay, Terrorblade.
When in doubt.
Terrorblade out?
Terrorblade out. Yeah. I was just looking. I wasn't looking at anyone.
Fans in the chat. Bust out the TV. I will say Terrorblade is fairly strong in lane. There are not too many lanes that you can't, at least survive to the point where you can go jungle. But it's not an incredible TV game. It's an okay TV game, right? You're playing against Nyx and Silencer. You want to push these waves. Again, it just fits with their style. Push waves with summons, illusions, and find the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it also gives them this raw damage. When you're against Dawnbreaker and Pangolier, like, you want some massive, high DPS dude for when this Pango runs in. Like, he can't just roll and have a free game, Like, once his roll ends, like, he's going to get focused on it, blown up with the TV right clicks. Like, that matchup can be very two-sided.
Yeah, there's a lot that can jump this Terrorblade and make his game hard, and there's not a lot that protects him. I feel like last game we had all of those saves, all of those fight resets coming out. This game is different, right? Tundra does not have a single bailout spell. If you just all in this Terrorblade, you global on top, who's doing anything to bail him out of the fight? He dies, so much of your damage goes away. We've seen a lot of games where this Primal Beast, this hero doesn't just do it all on his own, right? And now you have Drow added to the mix, a hero that Terrorblade has issues gap closing or man fighting in late game scenarios.
And one of the best killers at TB too, right? Just shreds through all that base armor.
I think this looks to me the most doable game in terms of bringing Tundra down. Like, if you're gonna bring this team down and beat what they're doing, this game to me looks like the most doable.
But are they actually going to be able to do it? Fly, what are you feeling?
I'm going to go with Secret. Again, I was wrong last time, but this is looking pretty hopeful. I do think this is a pretty good Drow Ranger game. I do like the Pangolier and how they're going to set up the fights with Nyx Assassin. It's not as simple for Tundra to completely play out the fights. Like SVG said, they don't have the save. That was what changed everything for me last game. So I'm going to go with Secret.
I am also going to go Secret. My one worry is this offlane for Tundra, I think, is a lot stronger than it was in the last game, and Drow Silencer is a lane that can get out of control very quickly. Suddenly there's a Birdman taking all your towers, and you're very sad. So
he's going to have to lane the Silencer against the Crystal Maiden. I'm pretty sure they're going to do Nyx Drow top. That's what I'm feeling at least, but then they're breaking the Rezo Zayak combination, so maybe not.
Yeah, you're throwing Nyx potentially into Clock Visage, which isn't much fun for him either.
That's true.
Who does go down there and tank it up? Maybe you just dodge entirely? Is there like an aggro option? It's not amazing, but
yeah, I mean,
use it to some degree. I think Secret, honestly, they just want to get out of lanes. I don't think they need to win lanes super hard here. It's like they just survive, get their cores levels and farm. They get into that mid game. I think they're going to be pretty happy. Again, best chance I've seen.
All right. Secrets versus Tundra. Game 2 is almost ready to go, but we got to check up the man on stage. Slacks has got Heen for a last-minute interview.
Thank you so much, everybody. I am here with Heen from Team Secret. First chance to talk to you. I mean, so much time in the uppers. My goodness gracious. Sir, a very aggressive draft coming out here from Tundra. Pretty scary stuff. A little bit more defensive on your side, would you say, or are you going for just as much offense on this one?
Well, I think we're trying to aim for a balanced draft, especially because we're a second pick. You don't want to, have to, out-tempo them to win the game. We can make mistakes and still be in the game. Last game, it kind of felt like the Naga was more of a problem than we had anticipated. So after a few mistakes, it just, I could feel the frustration in our players' comms. So.
All right. Well, it looks like that this one might not be as frustrating. We'll have to find out as we go straight in the game. The boys are ready to play. Throw it back to our casters.
All right. I love the fact that Heen pointed out to, listening in on the comms, he was able to pick up some of the frustration from some of his players. I mean, that just did not look like a fun game to play for Secret. With that many saves and that much split pushing, it just felt like everything that they tried to do was immediately stymied. So this time around, I mean, you pointed out early on, there aren't those kind of saves. There's still the split pushing. There's still going to be Visage familiars, still going to be illusions running around, but no saves. They can actually go in and try to kill something and probably actually succeed.
Which is a big deal when you have high committal lineups. Last game was a pretty high committal lineup for them. They have a lot of big ults. They have to drop them. Once they're dropped, if it gets reset, there's not a second round until, 70 minutes when you have refreshers, of course.
Yeah.
But, this game, it's a similar story to some degree, right? You have this global, you have this Dawn ult, you have the Pangolier ult. Once these spells get committed, you are locked into that fight. So you need to be making sure you're getting a big kill out of them. And yeah, no saves, a lot less gunk on the map. That's why I'm saying, this Tundra draft, it's very much up their alley. And this team has been arguably the most dominant team at this tournament.
Yes.
So if there's a time you can make the god bleed,
30
I feel like this is it.
Battle.
12 wins in a row for Tundra now. They have been hot, hot, hot. Coming off the group stage, going into playoffs. And now they are just one win away from a grand final appearance. Absolutely amazing, especially for, we talked about the matchup. Let's just talk about the captains versus captains. We've got 11-time TI attending, just absolutely the GOAT of captains, Puppy, versus Snakey. First time at TI as a captain. He's been here before, but this time around, he's the one calling the shots, right, Avery?
It's a different story entirely. He has always been a pseudo-captain on every team he's been on. This guy talks a lot, and he talks often, so it's a familiar role for him. But yeah, the pressure's on, and they're handling it magnificently, right? One game away from that grand final. You're already pretty happy, almost regardless of that outcome. Already a pretty good start as well. Getting some trades out. Well, Snaking, he's not going to be happy about having a TB on Maiden. It's like the worst 5 to have the TB to lane on. You have your mana pool. Pushes them down to triple mango. Lost them in, so Secret, any little start they can get off these lanes is nice. And like Fly was talking about, they did end up putting the Nyx down here, swapping that silencer up towards the Crystal Bait. So trying to take advantage of this Dawnbreaker silencer lane. You sacrifice a little by putting Nyx down here, but honestly, he wasn't going to do a lot top.
Sure.
And this Tundra off lane, they pull waves a lot. So if you're going to throw something in a random lane and hope to get out of it, it's probably this lane to some degree. The pull action already on time and on point.
Yep. And I almost wonder, Secrets, they could have been doing some of their own pulling. Meta was popped early by Skeeter, but now it's down. They're immediately going to start getting a bit aggressive, missing out on that last hit, though. It's an interesting matchup. Nisha versus 9, Pango versus Primal Beast. I think we actually saw this maybe a couple times in the group stage or something. And it's a matchup that both of them are just going to be kind of bleeding each other constantly. Particularly the Pango, anytime he puts damage on the Primal Beast, he starts getting those stacks up.
Primal Beast is the alpha dinosaur in this game, so I favor him a little bit.
Yeah.
He can dominate with the, the uproar stacks and that type of deal with the trade. But obviously Pango shouldn't really die in this lane unless you're super aggressive. It kind of takes me back to that Spear Breaker Primal Beast lane.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you charge and your charge is on cooldown, he runs you down, right?
Yep.
But Pango does have multiple spells to at least cause a little bit of a gap.
And then when the Primal Beast wants to make some of those early rotations, we saw even starting the Last Chance qualifier, the way Thompson would move around pre-level 6 to some of these side lanes. Look for that Pango, who is a little bit more reliant on hitting his ultimate, but he's just a great counter initiator, right? Was it Fly who said he just constantly is going to try and follow the Primal Beasts and the Visage wherever they try and put pressure on the map?
Yeah, you just need to check 9 in this game. Just don't give him some free rune into a bottom rotation. that breaks the Drow lane. That's the lane Secret really want to think about. Like, the Primal Beast going top for a Terrorblade, who really cares? It doesn't progress the game for Tundra.
Sure.
Primal Beast going bottom, killing your Drow, breaking this lane open, giving Visage extra levels to get to 6, that will break this game open. So that is the one big move Secret need to think about. And if they can make this bottom lane go a bit better for them, it's also going to help that. Nice damage coming out. God, Visage hurts, man.
Yeah, he certainly does. These little clashes back and forth. You can see a bunch of 100% win rates on some of these heroes. The Primal Beast for 9. Now also Zayat's on the Nyx Assassin, also 100%.
Nisha going for a little bounty rune steal. 9 says, no, sir. I am the beast.
You may be mobile, but you're not going to go farther than that onslaught can take the Primal Beast.
Puppy getting chased off lane a little bit. Second meta pop top.
There's another one. Puppy even on the silence.
I mean, 9 is dominating the lane in terms of the resource advantage, right? To 6 timings just become crazy strong.
He's dominating the resources, but not so much the CS.
Nope.
Nisha doing very well in that regard, 19-3. There's a few more creeps available. Zion's getting caught inside the cogs. 33 throws out the big nuke. Spike Carapace is already burned through, so Zion's is going to be run down underneath the trees. The battery sold the last couple of ticks. Not quite enough, and 33 couldn't get the final shot off either.
Damn.
So, the first blood still available for the taking.
Oh, he was gone for sure there, but just enough stick charges, holds it to the last minute, bogs him up as well. I mean, that's a huge play on this lane. Like, he gets the trade-off for his Drow. Now they can turn around as well, both side lanes.
Oh, there's an opportunity. Resolution swinging through Snake and getting that kill, and 33 almost dying on the other side of the map as well. So once again, the side lane's not doing too badly for Secret, though they certainly are not... Actually, it's not doing too bad. I mean, 33 sitting at 12-5. Maybe not quite the same as the way they shut out that Brood Mother, but he did seem to come up with good ideas on how to deal with 33's heroes in lane.
I mean, I think this lane is going to get better for Secret in a way. Like, the early level 1 through 3 is where this Visage shines in terms of getting you with all-in kill.
Sure.
It didn't get that, which means Crystallis gets to, you know, just pull up the extra items. He doesn't have to spend as much on regen. He doesn't be
trying to go for the deny. Pops a Fairy Fire last second. Snakies. He held on to the Crystal Nova. Now they do have Soxa. The arrows flying through. Fell a little shy, though. Once again, the support's walking out of this bottom lane. Just a sliver of HP. Meanwhile, Nisha and 9, they have indeed been clashing quite a bit, both of them. Going down to about a quarter of their HP. But Nisha, he gets a bottle refill, whereas 9 doesn't have that same privilege.
Yeah, so 9 actually ends up being the one forced to base here, and Puppy will spend his death wisely, refill that bottle. I mean, he was kind of playing off the lane a lot top, just choosing to drag some creeps. Skeeter was doing an amazing job of keeping the illusion on him, which was super annoying and resulted in the kill. The benefit for Secret is this Dawnbreaker is going to have a pretty fast 6. Like, he's already level 5, and speaking of ultimates...
Nisha does have his ultimate, but 9, he timed it perfectly. He was level 5 in like 3/4, but he knew as he cleaved through those creeps, he's going to get his level 6, and he gets the kill. A huge nice illusion. That is twice now he's managed to pull that off.
Yeah, this guy's just piecing it up on the lane, taking it straight to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You are going to have this Rolling Thunder when you come up, but I don't know if there's a huge amount you can do with it in terms of moving. And Tundra's already moving this Beast bottom, so if this Pango TP's back mid, you lose your counterplay ability, which is exactly what's going to happen. 9 just reading.
Comes the charge. Crystallis can't get out of the way fast enough. Doesn't have the silence, so no forced movement to try and stop this Primal Beast.
And this is the 5-minute catapult still alive bottom for them as well. Again, Pango has to TP mid because of that kill. This tower can just take a huge amount of damage here. 9 might choose to stay around a little. He's going to go back towards mid for XP.
Underneath his own tower here, Nisha not wasting any time, couldn't get off the freeze there. And so with this rollout, should be able to easily collect the kill on Skeeter. So trading out the carries this time, at least when it comes to the top lane, Snaking is going to be the +1. And, well, +2 for Puppy. Thanks to the intelligence seal. Crystal Beatty, you talked about her mana problems earlier.
Yeah. Gonna face the same difficulty. Gotta get them mantles up.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, this move was super nice from Nisha. I think this move actually converted a lot more for Secret than the early Primal Beast just because that Visage wasn't 6. Yeah. That move will get the Visage to 6, but this move just ends up in a dead tier 1 here. Terrorblade has to go jungle. Will plant his own obs. Nice from Skeeter. And meanwhile, Zayat's getting XP on mid, so a decent sequence here from Secret to strike back. Crystallis gets to stay bottom. He's not getting forced out just yet, though now with Visage 6, he'll probably make the rotation. Of course, the tier 1 dying top means he has more space to operate in. So now when he gets kicked out, he actually has somewhere to go. So that move is super valuable for Secret in terms of how they're going to play the map here.
Do they have anybody who can continue to hold that tower against the Visage, or is this just long lost? Does Secret just not even look to the bottom part of the map anymore?
I mean, you do have Dawnbreaker, all right. You can throw this Solar Guardian in on some random hero down there. It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough damage to kill the Visage, and then you're stuck down here battling the birds with heroes that don't really want to battle them just yet. See, that's like Nisha's duty this game. When he feels strong enough to combat this Visage, fight through with the swashbuckles, with whatever item he wants to go, I think it's when Secret really want to take the skirmishes. They can defend it with him, though, because you have that Solar Guardian backup. Like, if Nisha wants to stand on here and stall this push, it's very viable.
So it's just a question of whether or not Secret feels like the risk is worth the potential reward of stalling out 33 any longer, or if they're going to get drug into a fight against the Visage that they're not ready for. It seems like they have made the call. Nisha's going to be hanging around this bottom lane, so it's a possibility still.
I mean, I think it's fine to send him down here. Like, he'll still farm a decent amount. Sure. You're going to stall this Visage up a little. At the same time, if you get XP on one of your supports mid, remember, these two Secret supports, it's a pretty slow and greedy support duo.
Yes.
Silencer Nyx, you know, a lot of levels on these guys, and ideally some basic items too.
Hello, Zaksa. Didn't actually punish him there at all. Zayat's not ready to go with the Impale.
Oh, double damage Primal Beast.
That is scary, but Resolution, he's pretty tanky. They're going to follow him here. Can he get the hammer away? No, he's definitely going to be stuck here in this position. They managed to dodge the hammer stun, but there is going to be Nisha rolling through. Onslaught over to the side here. Nine trying to get out. He does not want to fight into the Pango, but Nisha has hunted him down. They're going to keep him chain stunned up against the wall. A fourth kill for Team Secret.
And fourth intelligence for Puppey. Every little mana pool adds up, and especially versus a hero who's